You're up in Kelvin's Cairn, and you went up the mountain to search for a missing expedition. A guide from Targos, accompanied with a group of adventurers, mainly led by a Goliath warrior who wished to test his mettle against this fabled lycanthrope. Upon locating Garrett, he told you that he was attacked by a Yeti. He saw his friends get ripped apart. He fled and tried to lead the Yeti down the mountain. He got hit with some snow. He blacked out, but he managed to at least hopefully elude the Yeti. He was adamant on not heading back down the mountain without first locating the adventurers that he was responsible for, and he just wouldn't listen to any other argument. Joining Garrett, you headed further up the mountain, and you'd found the Yeti's lair, and the mother Yeti was playing with her tyke and this halfling that they'd captured. But at the same moment when you guys had entered the cave, the Papa Yeti had returned and started just lopping heads off. You guys were forced to basically kill the Yetis or get killed yourselves, and you defeated them. And it turns out that Perilou was the only one to survive that entire ordeal. Garrett had his head sliced off. The Goliath was nothing more than bones, and the tiefling Asterix was frozen to death at the summit. With that all said and done, it was time to return back down the mountain, and it was getting late. The nights are long, cold, dangerous, and you returned with your guide to Caer Konig. You met Trovis when you returned, well, when you travelled to Caer Konig. The town speaker, a drunkard, and white dragonborn. He seems to just kind of pass out in the cold and the snow, and he doesn't really seem to be too in control of what's going on in his town. You guys had quickly learned from Ali and Corey, the twins, who seem to be on opposite ends of the Anger spectrum, have been haunted by thieves. In fact, quite a few of the town folk have had things stolen from them from invisible dwarves. But I'm sure you guys have some sneaking suspicions that it's not the dwarves from the Dwarven Valley that are doing this. Corey also seems to think likewise. Being a very small town, Caer Konig, population of barely 150 people and getting smaller by the week, they don't really have much to offer adventurers like you guys in terms of a reward, but they have pleaded with you all to try and find these thieves and return the stolen goods. And you guys were deliberating as to whether you'd want to help these people. They'd already heard of your reputation of supplying East Haven with this magic cauldron, and they resent you for it, but you guys had tried to kind of put that aside. So it's the next morning. You guys have rested, and when you wake up, you will notice that Coriana and Winston are not with you. They must have got up early and headed out into the small town, or perhaps maybe Coriana has returned back to Mimi's necklace at the very least. So you're in Caer Konig, and you guys stayed at the Northern Light last night. Parallel must have already headed back to Targos. He did say that he was going to get some sled dogs, get the dogs to take him back to Targos, and Colgrim said he's not sure if he's going to be available today for transporting you guys, but he recommended his friend at Frozen Fire Expeditions, a very seasoned scout named Jarthra. So you've just woken up. It's the next morning. You're at the Northern Lights, and you've already had breakfast and whatnot. So Corey and Ali are both hovering over you all. Corey gives you guys a stern look, and she says, "So? Are you going to help us?"
So just to talk amongst ourselves for a second, since you're saying like the night went by, it's the morning now. So my thoughts on this are, considering we've gotten the rumor about the invisible Dwargar, or the phantasm or whatever it was in the early session that told us these different rumors, and they all seem to be true so far. And then we obviously found the one invisible Dwargar and signs of more. And then we know there's that outpost that's close to here near Kelvin's Cairn. So my idea, or my thinking here, is that if these Dwargar are stealing supplies from this town, they're probably bringing it back to that outpost since it's nearby. And I would, since we're up here, I would definitely think to try to check that out anyway. And since we already know where it is, I think we got a leg up on this quest if we did want to take it.
I mean, sort of like going back to the initial question, did we want to take it? I mean, I think Kelgrath personally would be amenable, but we'll defer to the rest of the party.
I think I was leaning towards, like, if we have to, because I guess it was kind of suggested we might have to pick some towns to basically ally with. Was that correct, Seb?
Well, you guys have gotten the impression now that you've helped East Haven, and word has reached other towns quite quickly, and these people resent you. You do know that these towns have rivalries. Caer Konig is rival to East Haven.
Yeah, I do agree with what Josh or Jairus had pointed out in between session, that if we're going to have to pick one to piss off, it's probably better to piss off the one that is sacrificing people as opposed to the one that is just sacrificing food.
Yeah.
So I'm in favor of Caer Konig.
Yeah, I mean, same thing. It's like, between food or people, I think this is more. And my understanding is, Seb, and correct me, but it's more of a question of ability than will, but still, right? It's like, they would sacrifice people if they had enough people, but they don't, so they don't.
Well, yeah, basically, if they sacrifice people, I mean, they've already got a small population. But really, that's, the inner workings of what the speakers decide and why they decide it, really, it's unknown. It's not privy to the people. But the people do what the speaker says. The speaker says that we're going to sacrifice people to try and appease Oral because it's going to stave off the cold and allow us to survive another winter, then they're all for it. Yeah, each town has a speaker. Well, almost every town has a speaker. They have meetings at the town halls, and
yeah, I mean the quest reward for this particular quest of the free room and board, we're probably not going to utilize all that much. Maybe later in the campaign, but I mean, regardless, like, it's not, free room and board is not much of a reward. But
they were going to just like several gold per night, I think.
Yeah, I mean, but that's just sounds like criminal. So, like, I if they're going to be pushing that on us, like, I would love to see like where it's written that that's their rates. They can't just make up rates on the fly.
Yeah, I can. And
well,
you feel
I mean, sure they can, but we can argue it too.
Don't appease them, you might be chased out of town with clubs.
Well, I think we're here, and we already got a lead on this, and we pretty sure we already know, mostly what's going on. So we might as well.
Yeah, I mean that's how I feel. I was like, yeah, we may need to pick a side, but this is sort of like irrespective of it, you know?
Yeah, Varys was just cranky last night. He had a long day.
Every character may have different motivations. Some people might get self-satisfaction for just simply helping people. Others might not want to help unless they're getting paid to do so. But all in all, it's got to be a group decision. And it sounds like more people than not want to help these poor people of this tiny little town out in the frozen reaches. Last stop to nowhere. So Corey, she slams her hands down on the table. So, are you going to help us or not? She seems very impatient. She wants an answer immediately. I know no dwarf did this. Someone would have spotted him. No, there's something more going on. What would hungry dwarves want for a lantern? You adventurers, you've been around. You've been up to Kelvin's Cairn, and you've been down to East Haven. You must know something of what's going on around here. Now, Corey, just relax. They've only just finished their breakfast. Give them a little time to think. So, speaking of thinking, what do you think about helping us? Please. Please, will you help us?
Well, we can try and help you. I believe that these may be, Dwergar. We actually found one of those in East Haven. They kind of resemble dwarves, but they can go invisible.
Don't mention East Haven.
I mean, we saw one somewhere else.
Well, you're here now. You can forget about East Haven. So, Dwergar then. Well, you think they're all the way up here then? Corey says.
We heard a rumor that there were. Yes. And we found a map that, well, we can go investigate an outpost, perhaps, that's above. I can't see the map. I think it's above the.
It's like
the big
kind of eastern bluff of Kelvin's Cairn. Well, how do you know for sure that that's their outpost and that? Have you been up there?
Well, no, but the map was found where we fought the other Dwergar. It seemed to be their map.
Well, what if they've got multiple outposts? And you get there and our stuff's not there?
Then we'll have to check one of their other outposts.
How are you going to find it? Corey, please.
There was another outpost on the map, actually.
Yeah,
See?
we'll figure something out. If it's not in that outpost, then we'll try to find the other outposts. It's let's not borrow trouble. It could very well be there, and we'll be done.
Ali says, and we can confirm this easily anyway, sis. So they've been coming at night and stealing items. In fact, almost every night this 10-day. No doubt they may have come last night. Perhaps you might search around and find their tracks. I've seen them.
You've seen tracks?
Yes, of course. That's how we know that they're dwarves.
Yeah, we'll help you.
Would you happen to
Thank you so
willing to
much.
tell saw these tracks?
Well, I mean, the tracks are not going to be there now, but, I mean, you're the adventurers. Kerkenig's not very big. I'm sure if there's some tracks leading out of the town towards that mountain, you'll find them quickly.
But where did you find those tracks before?
Oh, I found them just out the back. They came up to the front door. I'm pretty sure they took the lantern, definitely. And then they went around to the back and then outside the village, through the palisade. I didn't dare follow them any further, but they were on the north side of town. Well, we've got to make the rooms and get to business. If there's anything else you'll need, call on us. We'll be here. Good luck and thank you again. Alright, come
yes,
on, sis. That's enough praising the adventurers. They haven't done anything yet.
Before you go, where in town can I find a pot?
A pot? Corey says.
Yes.
What sort of pot? Like for plants?
Mimi taps the... She's got a full mess kit on her head now, but...
She gives you a
She'll
strange look.
tap the mess kit!
Yeah,
I don't
think
know.
Kelgrath also has your pot, one of your pots, right? So
Yeah.
you're probably going to go ahead and wear it on top of his head as a sort of like in honor of Mimi.
I don't know where you get something like that. But I'm sure that if we did have something like that, it would have already been stolen by the Durgar. Now, Corey. Relax. I'm afraid we don't really have much in the way of a general store here. We used to get any goods imported from East Haven and, well, ever since the ferry has frozen over, it's kind of like each to their own. We do help each other out, but, you know, we borrow from neighbors. We're a community here, we help each other out, and if someone needs a pot, we'll give them a pot, but there's not much in the way to service adventurers such as yourselves, unfortunately. You might be able to find some things at Frozen Far Expeditions, perhaps. I know he's always got some things hanging around there. That, what is his name? Swift something. I don't really mingle with the dwarves too much.
Alright, thank you. I'll head there.
Say, Varys goes, "You know Jothra? What can you tell me about him?"
Ali says, well, I mean, I'm saying I don't really mingle with the dwarves much.
Ah, it's a dwarf!
Oh yes, the ones that run Frozen Fire Expedition. I think it's just dwarves that work there.
They've been catching a lot of heat for these items going missing.
Oh, no. It's no one from inside the village? That's preposterous. Yeah, what are you accusing us of? We don't steal from each other here. We're not East Haven or Bryn Shander or Caer Dinevel.
Wow. Throwing some shade.
The Caer towns aren't allied?
No. Their rifles are listed here. Caer Dinevel and East Haven.
Oh, yeah. Alright. Interesting. Alright, yeah, I didn't know Jothra was a dwarf. But yeah, I say we were planning on heading over to the Frozen Far Expeditions anyway, so we'll look around there.
They go off to make the rooms and clean up the kitchen.
Oh good, they forgot to charge us. Quick, everybody leave.
Well, you're doing the quest, right? So they're not going to charge you. That was the deal.
Right.
Free room
Gotcha.
and board.
Woo! Alright, so let's go over to Frozen Far.
Okay.
Sounds good.
Alright, so Frozen Fire Expeditions. Frozen Fire is another name for the Frigid North, matter of factly. It's just down the road. You head down, it's like a little bit of a steeple here. You head down the hill and you arrive at Frozen Fire Expeditions. And it's a shop, so they do have like a little bit of a general store. And they do seem to sell adventuring gear. The the person who runs the shop is actually a human, and her name is Atina Swift. And you find it odd that the sisters don't know this, but maybe there's a reason for that. Anyway, attached to the shop, there's a wooden shed, and you can hear a lot of dogs barking, and this dwarf, male dwarf with blonde hair, he's just looks like he's emptying some troughs out the front of the kennel. So while you're here, you can buy adventuring gear, and I mean, it's not much for services. It's not terrible. You can buy anything with a gold piece value of up to 25 gold pieces from adventuring gear. Just adventuring gear, so this list here, nothing over 25 gold pieces. And then
I'm gonna buy an iron pot, and I'm gonna give it. Assuming I want it to be a small one, it can fit on his head, but I want to give it to Varys.
Okay. Iron pot.
2 gold.
Okay. You buy an iron
2
pot.
gold.
Yep.
So how much it cost?
2 silver.
The mess kit is 2 silver. The iron pot is 2 gold. But a mess kit doesn't actually include a pot.
I don't see iron pot on there.
It's under pot, iron.
It's in the pot section. Okay.
Oh,
It's
wow.
10 pounds, but I want a small one.
Okay.
It's so expensive.
It's a cooking pot. It's big. If it's 10 pounds, it's a massive cauldron basically. Well, not a massive one, but it's a cauldron. It's if it's 10 pounds, it's going to be a considerable size that you'd put on like a campfire or something. Cook up a big stew to feed 20-30 people.
Oh, we'll still get him that one. Maybe he just needs the extra protection.
You can get it.
Yeah,
Bigger pot, more protection.
Varys sees you picking that for him, and he says, "I don't think that's going to fit on my head." Thank you, though, Mimi. Appreciate your consideration.
Let me see if I can find another one.
That can be your long-term quest.
Town to town, trying to find pots for the party.
So, Athena Swift will sell you any adventuring gear, and he doesn't really question you guys about what you're doing or anything like that. Doesn't really seem too interested, and he does say, looking for some sled dogs or guide. We've got a fine set of sled dogs here in the kennel. A dozen of them, healthy as can be.
If we're headed out to the outpost, it's probably good to not go there on foot.
Oh, we need to investigate here first and see if we even need to do that, but...
Well, if you're looking to hire, you'll speak with Jarthra. Good buddy of mine he is. Apart from his hygiene, he's not too bad. Not too bad a fellow. I tell him that he's supposed to come to work clean shaven. Well, his beard just keeps on getting longer and longer and longer. I'm worried I'm going to lose him in all that hay. And you can tell Atenas is fairly old as well. He must be in his late 50s. I used to. If you lend him an ear, he starts blabbing a bit. I used to be an adventurer. I'd head out there on the tundra, and on a good day I'd come back with 5 or 6 hair. Now, with all this never-ending winter, this perpetual cold, I feel it in me joints, and I didn't freak out. I head out too frequently these days. I think I much prefer the warmth of me hearth. Arthur is as good as any. Especially around these parts if you're looking for a mountain guide. He's great.
I'll ask about if Cauldron's around. Is
Colgrim. Aye. Another one of them unhygienic, beardy faces. I think he moved late last night and had to go. You best ask Jartha about that.
So do we get the impression that he just doesn't like beards in general?
Make an insight check.
Is he giving Varys the stink eye?
No. You're not sure what he's on about, Kelgrith. You feel like you're missing a part of the picture here, but you don't know what he's on about. Seems a bit crazy to you.
I'm glad I burned a bad roll on that one.
And this guy's a human, right?
Yeah.
I say, I tell him, I say, we've been looking into the items going missing for Ali and Corey over at the Northern Light. You know anything?
Yeah, I've heard some things getting stolen from other places. Damn. Stole me dwarven prayer beads. Meant to be threaded into me beard. Oh, never mind. I've told you too much now. Anyway, they're sentimental and they've gotten stolen from me. 70 years and... me body's already given up.
Does he have a beard?
No, he's clean shaven.
Okay then.
Say what? Oh. I say, what happened? What happened to your beard?
Oh, you wouldn't believe me if I told you.
Yeah, it sounds like quite. It seems like it's quite a tale. I'd be happy to hear it.
Get burned off when you flew too close to the sun.
Hold your tongue now, Sonny Jim. I never used to be a human. I wasn't always like this. 7 years old and bones clinking together. And I grow a beard for the life of me. I used to be a wily young dwarf, matter of fact.
You've been cursed?
I guess you could say that. No offense to you humans and all. But a dwarf's body is far sturdier. Being a human is versatile, I must admit, but... I'm now shunned by me kin.
Just make sure you got the extra feet instead of the +1 to everything. That was not in character, of course.
That was super meta.
I didn't. I didn't even. I'm not even a variant, he says.
Nice.
I put 1 in each ability score and I didn't even get a bonus, he says. But back in character, he just he says, "You don't seem too surprised by that fact. Almost believe me."
I wouldn't see a reason for you to lie. Plus, I'm, it's like humans generally don't talk about their beards as much as you seem to have. So,
Well, I'll tell you this. When I was a youngin', I was going for an expedition up to Kelvin's Cairn. And into the heart of the mountain I tried to seek, but an avalanche, a grave avalanche, bore down upon me. Squashed me, crushed me, and killed me dead it did. I don't know how I managed to survive, but I believe I was brought back to life reincarnated. No one believes me. But I swear, I know the inside and outs of the Dwarven Valley. I have got the knowledge to prove it, but most people call me crazy. I've lived 2 lives. One of a dwarf, one of a human. I
Ask
guess
him,
you wouldn't believe that though, would you?
I tend to take people's words for what they say when I barely know them. It's one of my character flaws.
Well, I still know everything I did in my previous life, and I'm not sure if I dreamed this or not, but I do remember being pulled by some friendly human. Had some sort of snowflake symbol as a necklace, and antlers of an elk. But I've rambled on too much now. You got business to do, adventurers. An old man like me is wasting your time.
Is that symbol like a religious symbol that could be recognized?
Perhaps. Make a religion check, Kelgrath.
You know me, I'm great at that. Not too bad.
You're not 100% sure. But it could be icicle-y. Something cold related.
Aha! A snowflake could be related to cold. That's
See, you as a player knew that, but your character didn't until you rolled it. I would like to roll an insight check if I could tell if he's messing with us or not.
Okay, your head is throbbing. You're feeling weak. You're at disadvantage. And you don't think he's lying to you, no. In fact, as you're looking around, you notice Ash seems particularly intrigued by this story. You almost feel like Ash is going to say something, but he's holding his tongue.
You know something about this, Ash?
Not directly, but I was going to say that with everything I've seen out here, I believe that there's all kinds of miracles in the world, so I don't think it's that far-fetched.
So while they've been talking, Mimi's been wandering around the shop, trying a bunch of stuff on her head to see if it'll work as a replacement for a pot. And she's going to decide on a bucket.
Okay.
She'll get a bucket for Varys.
Okay. Yeah, there's just basically crates spread around this small warehouse in a horseshoe formation, and all the stuff's just randomly thrown in crates. And yeah, there's all sorts of junk in here, and you can find a bucket. You actually find a pot as well, just like a saucepan, maybe like a cooking saucepan, regular sized, head sized.
Oh, I'll get that too.
Okay, it's
how
one
much?
silver piece. It's got dents on the side of it, and it doesn't sit flat.
Fine, she'll take the pot for herself, because the mess kit doesn't sit proper, not good enough protection. And then she'll offer the bucket up to Varys. It's not quite as good as a pot, but it'll have to do. It'll provide some protection, I'm sure.
I gladly take it for Mimi, and I try to fit it on my head.
It fits, and you gain +1 imaginary AC.
Joke's on you, Seb. All AC is imaginary.
All right, I'll take it off and hang it off my belt and say, be good for next battle. Thanks, Mimi.
Just
All
so
right.
you don't get knocked unconscious again.
I don't know what you're talking about. Anyway, old man, you know much about the area around Kelvin's Cairn, do ye?
As I said, I'm a veteran of these parts, but these days, I don't know what's changed. If you're looking for a guide, then you best be speaking to Jarthra.
Yes, in a moment. What do you know about this area over here? I point out on a map the outpost for the Dwargar.
He says, with all due respect, but I've told ye, if you're interested in a guide, you best be speaking to Jarthra. Now, are you buying anything?
Alright, Varys turns around to leave.
Head out after purchasing my bucket and my pan.
Okay.
Pot.
Yeah, do your shopping and exit the store. Jarthra has opened up the doghouse now, and you can just hear a bunch of sled dogs barking away, and there he's just feeding them all. A good dozen of them there. He kind of turns over and gives you guys a glance over his shoulder, but continues turning to the dogs, tending to them. Sorry. Doesn't like come up to you guys or anything like that. He just seems to be working.
Hello there, Jarthra.
He keeps on working for a good 20 seconds before finally turning around. What? He says.
We heard you were a guide, and you might have some sled dogs.
Oh! Ah! You're them venturers in town, are you? Colgrim told me
that's
about
it.
you.
Yes, that's us.
What do you want?
We'll turn back to our party. What do we want?
Sort of like before we talked to him, did we want to use sleds to get to that that
Absolutely.
area? Okay,
Definitely.
then yeah, let's. Oh yeah, we're just looking for some transportation and some guidance.
Which way you
to,
heading? If you're heading south, well, it's gonna cost you double.
We're heading north, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. What are your prices?
Depends on which way you're headed. If you're heading south,
we're-
20 gold pieces per day. If you're not heading south, well, depends on why you're heading there then, I guess.
Allie and Corey hired us to look into the items been going missing around town. We got a lead on some visible Dwargar. Might be up near Kelvin's cairn. We've been thinking about perhaps checking it out. What do you think?
Durga? I know one thing, I think. That bitch Allie, or Corey, or which one it is, going around accusing me of stealing. You tell her that I ain't steal nothing. And to think that she'd blame the dwarves of Kelvin's cairn makes me blood boil. Apologies.
She's not the brightest.
Apologies. Forgive me. Now, you listen here. I don't know nothing about no Durga, but I know of them, and they're an unsavory bunch. Now, you trying to say that they've been stealing around this town?
That's our lead-in theory. What do you think?
I think that it's awfully odd. The deep dwarves would be found up here. It is awfully dark, though, and I'm guessing them bastards like it that way. Thought it may be too cold for 'em. I know one thing's for sure. If ye true, then they're up to no good. I do find it odd. Anyway, I'm just a guide. If you wanted to be hiring me sled dogs, me cost is 10 gold pieces per day, and you'll find no better guide that can track you around here.
How well do you know the area around the cairn?
I know it well. Oh, yes. I know it like the wrinkles on the back of me arse. I mean, well, you get the picture.
Excellent. What do you think about this?
Atenas, he's always making sure I'm well groomed, right? So first thing in the morning I work up, I pull me pants down and tell him to inspect.
You got the dog licking your backside, eh?
Okie dokie.
What? I don't know about no dog doing that, but I do manicure myself. I prick and prune and, you know. Don't you worry, me and Atenas. We go way back. We're like brothers. Just a bit of friendly banter, that's all.
Is he talking about a dog?
That's the owner that we were just talking
I'm
to.
not sure where you got that from.
I thought you were saying the dog.
He's giving you a
checks
weird
his
look.
back every morning.
Hey, if you're into that sort of stuff, I suggest you head down to Cairco Nig.
I mean, I was trying to figure out if he's into that stuff with all these dogs, you know? I pull out the map and I ask him before we actually officially hire him. I say, "What do you think about this area? You know anything about it?"
He takes a look. That's not somewhere I usually go. That's nestled right in there into Kelvin's Cairn. Haven't explored that area myself.
Well, that's where we'd be going. You up for it?
I could take you up there. That's along the Icewind Path. Aye.
We'll be having 2 more join us, so be with you, 8 of us. Got enough dogs and sleds?
I got a dozen healthy dogs here. How long are we waiting for your buddies then? I've got enough for a dozen or so.
Ferris kind of looks around, see if they're walking towards them by chance.
Well, I think Mimi will tell you that her friend Coriana basically just comes out of her necklace.
My granddaughter.
Pops out genie style.
It's very warm and comfy in there.
Speak of the devil.
Yeah, it's the devil.
Were we wanting to look around town before we headed out, or were we wanting to go immediately?
Well, be nice if Winston, if we could find Winston, but
I mean, is there anything else we're going to be doing here in town? The other thing I could think of is like maybe look for the tracks to see if we can track it ourselves. But past that, like, does anybody need anything in town?
I mean, we could definitely go out one of the gates and look for the tracks. But other than that, my thought is we could probably talk to what's his name? Is it Trovis? See if we can get some information out
the
of him.
drunkard.
Well, maybe we get some information while he's sober. I mean, I'm assuming. Well, no, I guess he was drinking right in the morning, wasn't he?
Yeah, he was already drunk when we talked to him in the morning, if I remember right. Yes, last session.
He's just drunk 24/7.
Yeah, I mean that is his natural state of being.
Ah, like my brother.
Ah! Travis borrows himself up in the snow and he pulls
Ah!
You're speaking about me.
How are you, Trovis?
I'm Trovis. Good to meet you. And how are you?
Good to meet you.
Wait, did you say how are me? Or who are me?
How are you?
Trovis. I thought we met already.
I'm just going to, just going to give you guys a pointed look about talking to this guy.
You be careful now. There's invisible thieves walking around here. They're among us.
They take anything from you?
I'd like to see them try. They tried to steal my longsword a couple of days ago.
You mean last
And
night?
I just... Let's not get into semantics, kid. I was just like... Ka! He does like this weird chopping thing with his hand. And then I was like, nah! And he tries to kick and he just like kind of falls forward into his snowy grave. And then... BAM! And he draws his bottle as a sword. Ha! Who? Oh, 1 second. He runs around the corner of behind a building, behind some barrels, and starts hurling up. Oh! And then he just kind of sinks face first onto the snow.
One for the stage, this one.
Yeah, please, Jarthra says. If anyone can be helping us, it shall be you, that Trovacy. He ain't much for a town speaker.
Yes, why is he still the town speaker anyway?
No one else wants to do the job.
Fair.
Yeah, that makes sense. I tell Jarthra that we're gonna go look for our missing friend and maybe take a look out for some tracks real quick, and then we'll be back.
Jarthra nods and he says, Alright then, I'll be getting the dogs ready.
By the way, Jarthra, are you a devout worshipper of Dumathoin by chance?
I follow the Morridsman, I'm not particularly akin to Numathoin.
Alright, I didn't know how close you were with Golgrim there.
He's a brother.
Alright, excellent. Alright, I'm gonna go look for tracks.
Okay. So, did anyone want to do anything else? Or while Varys is doing that, do you guys want to spread out and look for tracks together?
I want to, if the party is willing to kind of wait for me to do it. Would I know, is Dwargar invisibility magical invisibility? To where like I could use detect magic to potentially find it?
Make a Arcana check, Mimi. You're at disadvantage today, you're a bit tired. You're not sure. You can only speculate.
Well, if
I mean, it's 10 minutes, so I mean, I don't mind waiting. 10
Yeah.
minutes.
I'll ritual cast detect magic, as long as everybody's okay with that. While we walk around town, and if I don't detect anything within 10 minutes, I'm not gonna do it again.
Okay. As you head out to... as you start casting a spell, Mimi, your protective ward kicks in, and this kind of blue smoke, kind of smoky wind emanates from your necklace and coalesces into Coriana. Who thinks
I
that
was
you're
very confused momentarily. I was like, protective ward, what?
She thinks you're under attack. You're casting spells
Man.
for a long time.
Okay,
Roll
I will
initiative,
continue.
Coriana.
What?
I'm just joking.
Oh.
Alright, so...
How many backflips does Coriana do when she comes out of the necklace? That's what I want to know.
All the backflips.
I do all the backflips and I land a perfect 10.
Sick.
she does all of
Don't
them.
don't even have to roll an acrobatics check.
Alright,
Nailed it.
as you wait around, it is awfully cold out here. Just sitting out here in the open. It's not cold enough to break your concentration though, Mimi, and 10 minutes later, detect magic can go off. Do it as a ritual, and I'm guessing you guys are waiting for her, so now you can spread out and start looking for tracks.
Mhm.
So, you guys all set out, and like straight away, you find a fresh set of footprints. Coriana finds them, and I mean, they're kind of multiple people may have found them. They're kind of going all around the outskirts of the village. You find them seeming to go around buildings, but not entering any of them. And they're not footprints left by the town folk. None of them go through the main thoroughfare of town. They all go around the backs of buildings. And when you follow them to where they converge, it only seems to be a single set. You see them just leading kind of outside of town, northeast of the palisade, and then off into the tundra.
Nailed it.
Like, anyone would have spotted these as long as they're not blind. Anyone could find these tracks. They're just clear as day footprints in the snow.
All right.
And they lead outside of town.
I guess we probably are gonna head up to the outpost then, if they're headed north-ish.
That makes sense. Potentially point them out to, or describe them to Jarthra, and see if they kind of diverge or disappear.
Alright, so you return to Jarthra, and what do you want to tell them?
Did we want to maybe follow the footprints, or did we just want to head straight to the outpost?
I think unless it goes like way off track for how he would get to the outpost on the map, potentially follow the footprints, and then kind of if they start to diverge off of where he would go, kind of figure out what to do at that point.
Hey Seb, what's the weather like today?
It's freezing cold. It's snowy. It's the usual horrible freezing cold. It's just like
Great.
every other day. It's dark. Can't see more than your dark vision permits.
So my thought is, what, 4 of us have fatigue, right? Or exhaustion, rather.
Yeah.
We might want to just spend another night here before we go out.
That would be nice. I think I've had exhaustion since the first session. I could definitely go for not having exhaustion anymore.
Yeah. Yeah, it might be really useful too if we're potentially gonna be fighting some Dwargar.
A trap too if we're staying here all night.
Do what now?
Put something valuable out. Keep an eye on it. See if something takes it.
Yeah, there you go. That's a good idea. Yeah, so there's some merit behind with staying another night too. Got any ideas for a trap
I've
specifically?
got this lamp.
I'm
Yeah,
a box of stick and a string kind of guy. So
I mean, that protective amulet with that people pop out of, I don't know, that seems valuable.
Oh, I can't lose that. But this lamp that reveals Twinga, we seem to have found one without it, so I'm not sure what use it is.
It's true. We do know where their forest is now. Well, I'm I'm thinking we should probably just stay another night. And I don't know. I mean, if we're going to be trying to find the thief, it sounds like we'd have to like keep watch or something. So I'm not sure how that would affect our rest.
Usually just do shifts to keep watch, I think. Unless it would work differently if we were trying to watch a specific area.
When you take a long rest, you sleep for 6 hours. So if you don't sleep for 6 hours, then you don't get the benefits of a long rest.
So yeah, we could just post shifts as if we were keeping a watch normally. So like 2-hour shifts and then trade off so that everybody gets to sleep in like 8 hours.
I only need 4 hours of actual sleep.
You can take 2 watches in that case. Usually do 4 watches, 2-hour shifts.
What would we leave out and where would we put it?
So Mimi was offering up the green lantern that reveals Chewinga's. I was thinking maybe we put it outside the Northern Lights. Like they got a new magic lantern.
Yeah, that's a good idea. I don't know if the thieves would want to steal another magic lantern, but we could do that and maybe, I don't know, maybe some food.
Well, they weren't taking the food. I do have this bag of tricks as well. But I think it looks like a normal bag.
Maybe we could put a climber's kit outside or something.
So that.
I mean, just something that's useful, since it sounds like they're stealing, like, supplies as well, you know?
So are we going to tell Drethra that we're going to go out tomorrow instead of today?
Yeah, I think that's a good idea. So, if no one's objecting to it, let's go back to Jarthra and let him know. We'll be hiring his services tomorrow, and then we can go back to the tavern and talk to Allie and Corey about our idea.
I'm good with that.
Yep. Alright, we'll head back to Jarthra and let him know that we'll be heading out first light tomorrow.
Alright, Jarthra, he throws his hands up in a fuss. I've gotten all the sleds ready! Why you didn't tell me that so before? You said you was going to come right back. I'm going to have to work extra now today because of all you.
I mean, he has a point.
What changed? What's the matter?
Got an idea.
Some leads or something?
Hey, we're found lots of tracks. We're gonna try to catch them in the act.
Oh! So you're sticking around Townsend for the day?
Hey.
Mm-hmm.
Well, why didn't you say so? We could use the protection of a group of adventurers such as yourselves.
Protection?
Why? I mean, you said that there's Durgar, trouncing around invisible. Bloodthirsty murderers is what they are. I don't feel safe, even in me walls, and now you say they're all over town. I'm sure most of the people in this town would find comfort to hear that you're sticking around a little bit.
How much was a like a pint at the inn?
I haven't been to the inn yet.
I'm sorry, at the Northern Lights.
They they don't really have a bar here. They just kind of give you a drink with your accommodation. It's not a tavern, it's an inn. They don't really have a bar there.
Gotcha. All right, I offered Jarthra I'll buy him as many mugs of ale as he wants at the tavern today to make up for him having to put back the sled dogs and stuff.
That sounds like a good idea. I mean, first one's always free at the hook, line, and sinker. Are we going now then?
Aye, let's go.
I actually supply the ale to good old Glenn there. It's the finest ale that you'll ever taste. Comes from the valley at the foot of Kelvin's Cairn. Let's go! I'm up for that. And he really takes a liking to that idea, and he just takes a moment to seal the sled dogs up, and he tells Atenas that he's going off drinking. Going off drinking, he says. And then you guys head on over to the tavern.
Like it's the common thing. Like he, that's what he does. He does sled dogs and drinking.
Not that I think this will work, but while we're walking over to the tavern, Mimi's gonna pull out the Chwinga lantern and light it, and she's gonna be walking around going, "Oh, it would be so horrible if some nasty deep dwarves took my lantern from me. I'm such an old lady.
Okay.
I doubt I could fight back."
Alrighty, are you lighting the lantern?
Yes.
Alright, you light the lantern, and been to Brinshander, Targos, East Haven, and now Kerkonik. And as you light the lantern, the flame turns green.
Oh! Dearest! Dearest, the lantern is green.
Wow. Look around for
Does it
Chwingas.
mean-
It's within 300 feet, right?
There's no Chwingas that are visible to you. Your vision is also 20 feet. It's completely pitch black.
It does mean they're within 300 feet, though. Did we want to peek around outside some more? Or did we want to continue to the tavern? I know you promised him drinks.
Jarthra, we'll meet you at the tavern in a minute. Here, get a start on those drinks, and I
Hand him 2 silver.
He takes it. What's this about then? Another change of plans?
We just think we saw something and we're gonna look for it. You go ahead and have a great drink.
We'll
follow.
sure, I mean, this ain't gonna last me long. I don't know if there's gonna be anything less for you by the time you get back. Alright then. And he just like runs off with a hop, skipping a jump in his step.
I would assume we're going to walk around with this lantern out and try and find this Chwinga.
Yeah, I'm going to give some people some eyes of the night.
Maybe Chwingas are stealing the stuff.
Yeah, that's actually a decent possibility.
I don't know. I mean, the Chwingos are really tiny, right? So they wouldn't be making the footprints. I'm gonna give it to. Who are the people that need it again? Who's the people who don't have any dark vision at all? Jiris,
Kelgrath.
Does Coriana have dark vision?
Yeah.
Okay. And then I'll give it to Mimi since she's the one with the lantern.
Okay.
Saluni, bless us with vision as we search for these Fae.
Alright. So, you guys
Spread out a little bit.
take a look around, and the first thing you notice is this bundled up figure. stomping around, throwing her hands up in the air. And she just kind of starts yelling out to you all. You! Hey, you! She's waving her hands in the air. She's got cold weather clothing on and goggles, mask. Can't tell what race she is. She's about 5 feet tall.
Does it look like 3 chewingas and an overcoat?
Make a perception check. You're not sure. You
Damn it.
really can't see any detail. But she's stomping around near this little snow-covered cottage.
I'll wave at her.
Watch out! You watch out! She says. We don't sacrifice light here, but perhaps we should. That lantern is a curse.
No, it's a lantern.
Well, you watch out for the wind and the curse it brings.
What do you think is wrong with this lantern?
Come over here. She's a good 100 feet away from you, like yelling at the top of her lungs. Come on, then. Over here. She calls you on over.
I'll start heading that direction.
Yeah, I'll follow Mimi.
Sure.
She's like trudging back and forth. Look. She points to her cottage when you get over there. Look at my windows. The wind's been blowing them open. I try to shut them. Blow it open again. Try to shut them. Blow it open again. We've been done sacrificing our food to Oral. We're not sacrificing people, but perhaps we should start sacrificing our light. The wind rips right through me cottage. I can't keep warm. I'm going to freeze to death. Put that lantern out. The spirits are among us. Horrible chills. Knocking over cups and plates and stealing them too. Cutlery and plates. Gone. This is a curse, I tell you.
I'll walk up to the window and take a look inside.
She interposes herself. Whoa, 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 whoa! Away from me cottage now, you! Who are you? I don't know you.
You want help or not?
Help with what?
It's this lantern. It exposes Fey spirits where we're looking for them. Do you mind if we look in your cottage a bit? See if we can find these spirits and rid you of them?
Make a persuasion check, Mimi.
Oh no.
With disadvantage.
And my -1.
Are you a witch?
A wizard. I guess some people may refer to us as witches.
And you say that lantern detects spirits?
Something like that, yes.
Well, do you know how to get rid of spirits? That's the question.
Well, not exactly. I mean, I can scare them off. I've done that before.
Well, go on then. Take a look, but don't go inside.
Alright, I'll continue to the window and looking.
Alright, you can make an investigation check, Varus, as you take a look around to try to figure out what's going on. There's a bit of snow built up on the windowsill, and you're not sure why the window would just suddenly blow open. Maybe she doesn't lock it. You can't really tell, and everything you're doing is just painful at the moment with the exhaustion.
Any signs of tracks outside of that window?
No. Well,
Curious.
what is it then? Did you find anything? What could be doing this? Where are the spirits?
I'm gonna turn the lamp off real quick, just to see if anything changes about her.
She, it's hard to really tell her facial expression, but She's just kind of tapping her foot and... Well, she says when you turn the lantern off.
But she hasn't turned into Chewinga in disguise.
3 Chewinga in a trench coat.
She does not transform into a Chewinga when the lantern is turned off, unfortunately.
Darn it!
Well, what did you find then? Is that it? The flame's gone out? Are the spirits gone?
Well, no. If I light it, it'll just detect them again, probably. And maybe I'll light the lantern again.
It glows green once more. Oh, well, they're still here then.
They are, I think. Jairus, they liked you last time. Maybe you could play with them?
Alright, Jirus wads up a snowball and just full-on trucks it right into Varus. And yells, "Snowball fight!" And starts throwing snowballs at people.
Elva backs up. Hey, don't throw them around near my cottage. You're going to get a snowball in my window and then it's going to get wet and soggy and soppy. Go play elsewhere, boy.
Better take cover. I'm coming for you.
Ah!
I fake like I'm going to throw one at her.
She dives into her window and heals up from her windowsill. Curse you all! Curse you! And she closes her window.
Yeah, I make sure I hit everybody at least once with a snowball.
Alright, it's not drawing out any Chwingas.
It's a fine idea, lad.
Vera shrugs. Well, that was my idea.
I'm surprised it didn't work.
I'll walk around the house and take a look around it.
You did a search around already. You
Okay.
didn't find anything. Just,
Well,
yeah, you're not sure, you can't figure out why this window would just randomly open. She says that the wind blows her window open and sends a chill through her house, and then some of her cutlery has gone missing, and the wind's knocked over some cups and plates and things like that.
Can I take some cutlery out of the mess kit and set it in the snow?
Sure. Put the cutlery down. And, you're kind of at the bottom of this little hill, snowy hillock, and when you look out, there's just basically tundra. There's a few thickets around as well, and just white. Everything else is white, snowy.
There's some cutlery here.
Elva, she opens the window again. You're supposed to put food out, not cutlery. And, you using that cutlery?
Well, not at the moment.
Oh. If you don't want it, I'll take it. Some of mine's gone missing.
I think you should come out here again and maybe talk with us a bit, or invite us into your home, perhaps. And I'd be happy to give you the cutlery.
Well, alright then. For a brief moment. And she lets you inside her cottage. It's very, very simple. There's barely enough room to fit all you all in here comfortably, because you're all just kind of standing around. And
Varus will stay outside.
it's like just a simple kitchen.
Yeah.
It's like a one-bedroom
Calgrath
cottage.
will also stay outside. Calgrath will stay outside if it looks like it's.
Okay. Elva just crosses her arms and she kind of points at her cutlery drawer, which is open, and there, look, missing. I had 2 knives and 2 forks. Now I only have 1 of each. And I had 2 plates. Now I only have 1. I've heard there's been thieves about. You do know that these dwarf footprints don't go near her house as well. It's hasn't really been snowing too much this morning, and most of those dwarven footprints are getting filled in a little bit, but they're still visible. And yeah, they don't come near this little cottage.
I'll hand her the the cutlery. I'll hold it out for her to grab. But I
she
want
looks
to
at it. It's not matching. That's not my cutlery.
Well, no. You asked if I was using it. You didn't say you thought it was yours.
Well, it's just not the same. I don't want it anymore. I just want my cutlery back. Who would have done this? What have I done? Do you think this is Oral, the Frostmaiden? She's getting revenge on me. It's only because I only put out one ration last night, but I couldn't afford more. This is punishment. I'll double up my rations tonight, I swear you me.
Aren't you only supposed to put out one ration?
Well, I don't question Oral. Look what she's done to us all. Perpetual darkness. Freezing temperatures. And now this. She's slowly taking all my kitchenware. If I don't appease her, I'll have nothing to eat with. I'll have to use my hands like some sort of barbarian. She looks out the window at Kilgrath.
I wave at her.
She quickly pretends she's not looking and looks away.
I'm also going to eat a cheese hunk with my bare hands.
I don't want to become that, she says. But I do like cheese hunks.
She would like a cheese hunk in her trying time.
So, what's your verdict then, witch? Wizard? Whatever you are? Old lady?
Well, we haven't been able to really look around all that well.
Oh, go on then. Let's get looking.
Oh, okay. Mimi's going to attempt to inspect the kitchen.
Yeah, you can make an investigation check, and basically, you've got the window, and the window like leads into the kitchen, and you've got like an open kitchen drawer.
I'm going to, because I've got disadvantage, and I want to do well on this, I'm going to use one of my portent die to give myself a 13 as the dice roll, so that I can get an 18 total.
If you give yourself a 13, that means you get a 12 total. It's what do you have, -1? Oh no, you're in.
Investigation, I've got a +5.
Okay. Yeah, you're good at investigation. All right.
I'm bad at perception.
It just automatically comes to you, Mimi. You figure out what's happened. Something tiny. Just open the window. Come into the cupboard, the drawer, stolen the cutlery, headed back out into the window, and if you know Twinger, they like to hang around perhaps in little forest thickets. You suspect they headed into the forest with them.
Waldo has had the most wonderful idea. He thinks that the Chewinga came into the house, took the cutlery, and headed to the forest. So perhaps we should go there.
Thank you, Waldo! She calls out to Kilgrath and gives you a thumbs up. That's Waldo, right?
No, Waldo's here on my shoulder.
She takes a look around. That? You mean the wool? The wool on your shoulders? That used to be Waldo.
Ah.
Was Waldo a sheep?
No, Waldo's a pseudo-dragon.
A dragon?
Let's head out. Pseudo. Yes.
A pseudo? What's that?
A tiny dragon.
A tiny dragon? No. Dragons are big.
Some are tiny.
Well, me
Please,
grandpapa
familiar.
told me a story about this big white dragon that terrorizes the people of 10 towns if you travel too far north. Up near the glacier. So, go on then. Will you get me cutlery back?
We will try.
Thank you.
Yes, Mimi's gonna head out.
Okay. So yeah, there's just a small plot of trees nearby. About 20 or so trees. And they there's a few of these little thickets dotted about. A few bushes, they're all just completely covered in snow. Here and there.
I guess I don't know if I can see Chwinga tracks, but I'll look to Jiris again to try and because he's the nature-y one that they were interested in last time. Rime doesn't want to mess it up again. She's given them a direction towards the forest. Maybe Snowball's there.
Yeah, I mean, just go to the closest trees and start looking. See if I see any signs of them.
Okay. You guys march on over to the thicket. It's just a few hundred feet away across the snowy hills. And you can make a survival check, Jiris, to look for tracks. You take a careful look. So quite a few trees here, some rocks, some tiny little cliffs, 3 or 4 foot high. And you find 3 individual sets of tiny little footprints. Some of the footprints have a thin furrow in the snow alongside them. As if something was being dragged behind these creatures.
Jiris calls out, "Look here! I found little tiny footprints."
Are little tiny footprints your favorite thing?
They basically lead along this little
I'm
path
not sure yet.
that's cut through the snow.
Let's follow them.
For those of you that have
Lead on, boy.
the twilight vision, you look out down the track and you notice it's just like snowing in there's like a clear cutoff where it's snowing and it's not snowing, and beyond that,
That was intentional.
to the south, you can see greenery. The season seems to change.
Oh, snap.
As the snow is falling, it seems to dissolve onto the ground. It's freezing cold. Icy wind rips right through you guys. And you guys have been out in the cold for quite a while now, so everyone make a constitution save with advantage. Unless your name is Jiris. Alright, the cold is not forgiving. Oral is not forgiving. And her winter is starting to best Varus. Varus, you suffer a level of exhaustion that brings your total up to 2. That's disadvantage on ability checks, and your movement speed is halved.
Alright.
It's freezing here. The longer you stay here, the worse it gets.
I'd like to follow the tracks.
Yeah, they follow this path that you see in the snow. It's kind of like a trail. So this is where it's just a disparity between not snowing and snowing. And the snowflakes, as they hit the ground, they seem to dissolve. As you step forward, you notice that the temperature changes dramatically. It's almost warm. It's comfortable. Comfortable enough that you could live in this environment. You start to see the season almost change. Snow is melting. And it gives way to greenery and autumn leaves. Trees and bushes not covered in snow. And on the ground, in this warm environment, despite it still snowing and the cold not affecting you, there is a small plate, a dinner plate. And on the dinner plate, there is a pine cone. There's some branches arrayed around here. And this little twinger just kind of appears. It kind of sprouts up from the ground. And it looks up at you with interest, Jairus. And you hear a little bit of a noise. You can, just you, Jairus, can pick up the sound. A little bit of movement behind the conifers. There's two little twingers here, rustling around in the bush. They look up at you and they dance on over, spinning in the snow, and they sit down to surround this plate.
Hi there. Is this for me?
The twinger sits cross-legged by the plate, and one of them picks up a knife that has a knife in their hand. Another one has a fork in their hand. And the cutlery pieces are large enough that the twinger have to basically hold one piece of cutlery each. The one to the top here, it throws its hands up in delight, and the other ones mimic putting the fork in the pine cone. The other one mimics slicing up the pine cone. The one at the top mimics eating the pine cone. And then the top twinger tends to scoop up a piece of the pine cone and offer it to you, Jairus.
I'll take it and stick it in my mouth, start chewing on it. That's good. Thank you.
They clap their tiny little hands and jump up and down in joy. They get excited, start inspecting you in detail. They continue pretending to eat the pine cone. Another one sticks the fork, not into the pine cone, but near it. And the other one moves back and forth with this knife, pretends to slice it. And then the one that's not holding the cutlery, it offers you some more, Jairus, holding up its hands.
I'll take it and put it in my mouth and chew on it.
Oh, it gets so excited. It claps its hands again. The twingers look up to the rest of you all, and they make welcoming gestures and move aside, kind of shuffling together to make room around the plate.
What's this then?
I think we found the cutlery.
Where'd Kelgath go?
He's dead.
He stayed out into the cold too long.
He froze to death behind us.
Sorry, I was taking my shirt off. I heard this was comfortable here.
Nice.
Oh,
you're gonna ask him to help us there, Jairus?
I would, but I got a mouthful of pine cone.
The twinger waddled his finger at you, Jairus, when you talk with your mouth full.
Oh, sorry.
They're only 6-inch tall. They basically are animated dolls. Their faces are masks. They have like this wild fey hair jutting out from their back. It's almost like the hair is moving in a gentle breeze, and you can't help but notice the seasonal change here. Most of you have not felt these kinds of temperatures in this kind of climate for many, many years. They gesture to the rest of you all to take a seat, and one of them is going to stand behind this little branch, and a Chwinger is going to, they throw down the cutlery. One of them, the one that doesn't have the cutlery, stands behind the branch, and the knife holding Chwinger puts the knife down, and then it kind of marches up, and it takes out a couple of little rocks and hands them to the Chwinger, and the Chwinger reaches into some unseen bag and hands the Chwinger an item, and then the Chwinger jumps up and down like it just went shopping, and then it marches back off into the bush.
Any of you speak the language of the Fae? Sylvan, I believe.
The next one marches up to the imaginary shop and points an imaginary item out, purchases the imaginary item with a rock, takes the item and then throws the fork down, then marches off into the bush.
I only speak Elvish.
I'll speak Sylvan and say, shit, I don't know what I want to say here. I'll speak Sylvan and just say, thank you for the food, that was very kind of you, and see if it responds.
It looks at you with its expressionless face. It's a mask with a little swirly pattern on it, and you're not sure if it understands you or not, and certainly doesn't speak to you, but it holds its hands up to you like it wants to be picked up.
I pick him up.
You pick it up and it gives you a big hug, hugging you firmly around your neck.
Well, hi there.
Do you wear cold weather clothing, right, Jairus?
Yeah.
It starts to snuggle up into the hood of your cloak and kind of just hug you on the neck and just lean against you, and it's just
Jairus is a pretty open-minded young man, so I'm just gonna let it happen.
Okay, it just seems to really like you, and it just stays with you now. It doesn't leave your hood.
All right, hold on tight. And I gather up the cutlery.
Okay.
All right, we should return this to its rightful owner.
Yes.
I'm gonna ask it if it'll help Danica with her experiment.
Hey, if it wants to stay with me, it can stay with me.
We're giving quest to help Danica. We should see it through.
At this stage, the magical snow stops, but the cold returns, and it soon becomes uncomfortably cold, as it once was.
About how far away from the town was this area?
About 200 feet.
Let's get back to town and maybe discuss what to do with it once we get there.
Yeah, one thing at a time. Let's take this lady her plates and knives and forks back.
Okay. You guys return back to Care Koenig. You head over to Elva's house. She's like looking out the window. And she takes off her goggles. You can tell that she's an old lady. Is that me cutlery? She calls out, screaming. Is that me cutlery?
I don't know. You tell us. We did find some, though. I offer it to her.
It is! It is! You have brung with you sanctity. Sanctity from Oral's wrath. Oh, think you rightly so. Returning me knife and me fork and me plate. I'm made whole again. I'm only a simple woman, I don't ask for much.
And you might want to look into getting a latch or a lock or something for that window.
Oh yes, if I could afford one, I'd get one installed. Well, thank you for that. And she just thanks you, and then she just closes her window. And that's the end of that.
Jirus kind of mutters under his breath. I like helping. Helping's my favorite. Seems a little dejected. She didn't seem very happy.
You said she was an old woman, right?
Yeah.
Mimi's gonna leave a ration on her doorstep.
Okay. You suspect that ration will stay there and will be her sacrifice for the night.
Well, maybe that'll give her some food. If she doesn't have to sacrifice, then maybe she can eat what she would have sacrificed.
Yeah, we should probably. That reminds me, we should probably eat before sundown.
Oh, we're heading to the hook, line, sinker next.
Yeah, so we can make sure to have a sacrifice ready for tonight.
Well, sundown is what? There's only 4 hours of sun, right?
Twilight-ish sun.
Yeah, the sun never rises, really.
Right, but we did all this in the pitch black, right?
Sun would be a generous description. It's just starting to twilight now, actually, as you guys return and head over to the hook, line, and sinker. You guys head
And
on
twilight's
over.
as good as it gets, right?
Yeah. The sun doesn't rise above the horizon. That's why everyone's in trouble
Right.
here. It's basically just a dawn, but dawn is before the sun rises, just when it shows light but doesn't actually rise. Alright, so the Northern Light. It's a very festive building. You guys head on over, there's a lantern out the front of it, marking it's open. And,
You mean the hook, line, and sinker?
oh yes, hook, line, and sinker, I meant to say. So, you guys head on over, and the doors open, and there is this happy-looking fellow that greets you all. Come in, come in, come in.
He does not look happy at all in that picture. He is like
He looks
the
miserable.
opposite of. Yeah, he's the opposite of happy.
Looks
Probably
very
just weird.
tired and sad.
His
I
eyes
look
light up.
happier than that.
His eyes light up when they see you. He looked pretty sad until he sees a big group of customers appear. His eyes light up. Oh, come on, come all, come in. And as you enter, Varus, he has there's like all these half pints of ale stacked up on a table nearby. He presses one into your chest. On the house, complimentary. Come in, come
thank
in,
you.
come in. One for all. A drink for you. A drink for you. Name's Glenn. A drink for you. Welcome to the hook, line, and sinker. A drink for you. A drink for you. And a drink for you. He presses a drink into each of your chests. And when you head inside, there's only one patron in here. It's Jarthra. And he's got about 4 pints on his table already. Hey, come, take a seat. A drink for you, hands one to Jirus. And that drink is just basically concealed in your cold weather clothing. Jirus, no one really sees it, it hides. So you guys taste the ale, and it's actually really good. And Jothra, he's had a few. And there's some banter and some small talk. And how goes it then? Did you get what you're looking for?
We did.
Good. Then what's the plan for the rest of the day? Drinking, are we?
Drinking, staying warm. Sounds good to me.
Right. Well, I've already gone through a gallon, so there's not really too much left in the way of drinks for all of you of them 2 silver, but, you're already in here now, you may as well finish that half pint and get yourself a real one. And he's drunk a whole gallon already.
You hold your liquor much better than Torvus.
Oh, yeah. I think I'm just more bloated than anything. Ooh. Actually, I think me breakfast break is over. So, was there anything else you needed of me? I best to get back to work.
Not today?
No, we'll see you tomorrow at first light.
Alright then.
Have the dog ready.
Finishes whatever is left in his mug. And then he kind of stumbles out a little bit. He seems a little bit tipsy, but that's about it after drinking a gallon.
Jesus.
Glenn comes over. So, new adventurers in town. Jothra told me you'd be coming over. It's good to have some patrons for once in a while. Hope you're pleased with the ale. It's dwarven ale. I've heard it's very good.
It is quite good. I'm pleasantly. Just very happy to have some. Where'd you? Who's your supplier?
Oh well, Jothra gets it from me, from the Dwarven Valley. I don't drink myself, but first one's on the house. Can I get you another?
Does it taste good? Like, actually?
Yeah, it is. It's good. Good Dwarven ale.
I'll take another. Do you also have any food? Perhaps some meat hunk or cheese hunk?
Of course. And he gives you guys all another mug of ale. That's 6 drinks. And I've got some nice cheese hunks. Food is in a little bit of a shortage. We don't have the usual arraignments of classic Faerunian food. Just a bit of meat and a bit of cheese, really. How many cheese hunks can I do you for?
How much are they?
Well, our cheese hunks are 1 silver piece each.
One for everyone? She looks around.
Done, he says. And he goes over and he just cuts up some cheese for you guys and puts it on a plate and drops it all for you all. You tell me what you want and I'll get it for you. I'm happy to serve you all day. What you doing out this far? You're in the frozen far now.
But you be knowing about the items going missing around town.
Yes, I've heard that quite a few people have been robbed. In fact, me goats. Someone's taken me goats. I had 2 of them, I did. Gone. I hope those poor little things are okay. Otherwise, I'm not going to have any more cheese hunks.
How long ago your goat go missing?
Well, 2 nights ago now. 2 nights ago. First it was the lantern from the inn. Then it was me goats. And then I heard old Grumpy Beard over there had his beads missing or something. Another drink.
Yep, keep them coming.
I get you guys another round of drinking. You guys have been here for about an hour now. So everyone make a Constitution saving throw against intoxication. He just keeps on pouring you up drink after drink.
Maybe I'll stop after the third one.
Okay, you've only had 2 so far. Alright, Coriana, you're suffering the poison condition. You're a little bit drunk. So, are you going to do something about that then?
Oh, we aim to.
What do you know about them thieves?
I suspect they're Dwergar, and they might be residing somewhere.
Durga? What are they?
The deep dwarfs.
Deep dwarf?
From,
What's a
the
deep
Underdark.
dwarf? I don't know
way
nothing
underground.
about that. What do they do? Why? What do they want with us?
Not sure.
Oh no. Are we under attack? I know how to use a sword, you know. A long sword. Me mother, she was an elf. And classic training she did, and she taught me how to use it. They give me a spear, but I've got an old heirloom out the back there. I can take to arms if I need it. When are they coming? Another drink. He gets you guys another round of drink.
Yeah, Varys is gonna proclaim that he likes it here a lot better than the Northern Lights, and he's just gonna get drunk and then stumble back to the inn.
All right, you guys do another round of drinks, and you can make another Constitution saving throw. And it's about noon now, and a few locals start to pile in. Some 10-towners. They just seem to be on their break from working. They're all in cold weather clothing. They're just talking around drinking, and Jarthra's back. He tips a mug to you guys. Glenn gives them all a free drink when they enter. Ash, Mimi, you guys are starting to get a little bit drunk now. You both suffer the poison condition. So, is this cause for concern? Are you going to do something about it? Are you heroes? He says.
We will do what we can.
Well, should you really be in here drinking? I mean, of course you should. Another round?
No
Okay,
more
I'm
for
good.
me, thanks.
Are you sure?
Aye.
Meat hunk then. You need something to soak up that ale. If you want some bread. Are you hungry?
Yeah. Actually, I'll take some bread, some meat hunk, and some cheese hunk.
I'll get you one each. A loaf of
Give me
bread,
hunks of.
a meat
some
hunk, and a
of
cheese
all.
hunk for all. Oh, any sort of hunk, I'll give it to you. And he goes and gives you guys, goes to the bar, gets a chunk of bread. Basically, it's like a half a baguette, and then just a big chunk of cheese on a plate, and then just a meat hunk. There you go. And it makes you guys feel a little bit better. Those of you that were suffering the poison condition can repeat the Constitution saving throw. Another hour goes by.
I see if the Chwingo wants any of the bread.
It doesn't seem to. It pretends to eat it, and that's about it. It doesn't seem to want food. Mimi and Ash is still feeling a little bit tipsy, and Coriana, you can make one too.
I had to go down into the kitchen. I will when I get back up.
Okay. You can stay drunk if you want by keeping on drinking as well. Alright, it's kind of like almost twilight is ending now. It's getting later in the day. Another drink. Something I can get you. More people start piling in. Some leave, but it starts to get a little bit busier now.
I want to try while we're doing this. I want to ask the Chwinga, "What's your name?" in every language I speak, which is Druidic, Dwarvish, Elvish, and Sylvan.
It doesn't really respond. It just ducks down further inside your hood and hugs you closely.
Alright, well, for now I'm going to call you Carl then.
Just keeps on hugging you. More drinks? Glenn says.
Thank you.
No.
Perhaps you'd like some stew. I've got some nice stew. It's hearty, full of vegetables and meat. It's called bread, meat, and cheese soup. Rare
Maybe I'll take a
ingredients.
soup.
Soup hunk.
I'll take a soup hunk.
Okay.
I will take some stew, yes.
Okay.
I don't think we plan on doing anything else this today, right, guys? So, thinking we should probably just pass the time and then sleep and then meet that guy in the morning.
Oh, you're not leaving yet, are you? Another round of drinks. Come on, it's still early.
Yeah, Varys is gonna finish his drink and eat some food and then head back to the inn.
What about the rest of you? I mean, you're going to stay around till night, right? That's when it gets really good in here.
I got a long day tomorrow.
He turns to the rest of you. Well, just stay for one more drink, he says to everyone else as Varys leaves. Come on.
Can you make a
Can't
persuasion check?
It's up to you to oblige or not. How persuaded do you think he's being?
I don't know. Does he have the face that he's making it as token?
He just seems to be very willing to pour you more drinks. You want another drink? Come on, another round for all. Yes.
Not everybody.
Just some water.
Maybe.
Some water?
I'll take one more, but it's the last one.
Okay, another round for all 5 of you.
No, me. Not-
Oh,
I just want water.
Oh, if you're sitting here, you may as well drink. Oh, I mean, water? Why would you want to drink that?
Why don't you drink?
Oh, I don't drink, sorry. Bad for the livers. Well,
Water, please.
are you all done then? You want to stay for one
Yes.
more?
No, I think we better be going.
Okay. You can settle up the bill. And here's the bill for the hook, line, and sinker. 19 drinks, 6 cheese hunks, 12 breads, 18 meats, 18 silver worth of meat, 6 silver worth of cheese, and 2 6 silver stews. I'll tally up the total for you guys. And you start to see why it's called Hook, Line, and Sinker now. So that's 36 silver pieces. And 88 copper. So, there you are. Who's paying?
Hey, I can pay it to them. Maybe he's just gonna give him a gold piece. Tip for the service. Outstanding.
You're short. It's 36 silver, ma'am. That's 4 gold. And I give you change.
Yes.
Aye.
Right.
You're looking a little bit drunk. You shouldn't drink, you know. It's bad for your health.
Jiris will kick in 3 gold.
Okay. So Mimi, you pay 1 gold. Jairus, you pay 3. And then he just gives the change to Mimi, which is 2 silver and 14 copper.
I'll hand it to Jairus.
Okay. 2 silver and 14 copper for Jairus. Come again. First one's always free. So you guys stumble out
5
now.
stars out of 3. For friendliness.
I'll move you guys off the map. Alright, so meanwhile, as Varys left early, Ali and Corey, so this is before everyone else has left, you've come to the inn, and Corey answers the door. Oh, it's you! Can I help you with something?
I'm gonna be heading out to the outpost in the morning. Gonna need rest for the rest of the day.
Oh, your room's not ready yet.
I'll be in your common area then.
What do you mean you're heading out tomorrow? What have you been doing all day? Corey, come on now. They've obviously been searching and they have a reason for coming back. So what reason do you have for coming back? Did you find them? Invisible
We found
Duragar?
Well, I found lots of tracks that could have been them about around the town and going out, but we're gonna take the time to try to set a trap tonight. Put out a lantern and some food and some other things, and see if they try to take them.
Make a persuasion check, Varys. Corey is starts arguing with Ali. Well, tonight's accommodation's not free then, you've got to pay.
What is pay? What's the price?
5 silver per night.
I check my pack and pull out a gold piece and say, "You got change?"
Aye. So you have to change.
All right.
Everyone else rocks back in, and Twilight has long gone. It's actually getting kind of late now. Oh, it's late afternoon. And when everyone else returns, basically Corey gives you guys the same spiel, saying that you'll have to pay for tonight's accommodation, and it costs you guys another 5 silver each. So everyone cross off another 5 silver from your inventory. Coriana, Ash, and Mimi, you guys will eventually get over your intoxication. Maybe have a little bit of a hangover, but nothing too serious. They get your rooms ready, and then Ali and Corey, they both they go out to the front of the house, and everyone starts to emerge from their homes, and you see people placing out food items, whether it's freshly baked cookies, stew, some trail rations, whatever other food, some knucklehead trout, whatever else they've got. And Ali says, "Can you please oblige and put some food out for the Frostmaiden. Everyone type in the chat what you're putting out for oral.
This is the next morning.
Nope, this is done at night. I'll let you know when it's the next morning. I'll say that it's the next morning. So yeah, before, like, you know, it's late afternoon. So about this time, this is when people start putting food out. They don't put the food out in the morning. It's done at night time. Right, Jiris puts out a ration. Ferris puts out one ration?
Yeah.
Okay, and one ration for you, Coriana?
Yes.
Okay. You know, some people have some knucklehead trout strung up on wooden racks, and some people actually head out, like out of town. You see 3 people carrying a big rack full of trout, like they're serious about this. They head out, and Ali just says, "Good luck on the way back." Oh, they're heading out about a mile. They take out the trout, and in the morning when they come back, the rack's been cleaned. Mimi put out a ration. She put out a ration. And they look at you, Kelgrath. What are you putting out? Hello? Kelgrath?
He did say in chat earlier, sorry, need AFK.
Oh, okay. He doesn't put anything out and they attack him. No,
I'm back. Sorry. We putting out rations? I'm putting out a ration.
Okay, you put out one ration, and yeah, you do see that these sisters they literally look like they're ready to attack you if you don't put out rations. You imagine a scenario where you didn't put out rations and you'd soon have like the whole town just turning on you. They take it very seriously. Alright, you guys all have a nice comfy night's sleep, and you can all take a long rest. The next morning you wake up and it's you know, about an hour before you'd usually head out, so you make all your preparations, you prepare spells and whatnot, make preparations for the day, and those of you that had exhaustion, your exhaustion levels go down by 1.
When Mimi gets up in the morning, if she's got a little bit of a headache from a hangover, she's going to spend 10 minutes to ritual cast Detect Magic and go around the room and just make sure there's nothing there.
Okay. Or did you guys want to do like some sort of trap or something actually before that?
Oh, we did want to do a trap last night. I wanted to use the lantern and hang it outside of northern things, and we wanted to do watches.
And I wanted to put
Forgot
out
about that.
a climbing kit outside or where we could see it.
Okay, so you're putting it like I mean the rooms that you guys have, they each have a window and they're facing east and west. So you know, you could potentially you've basically got 2 rooms between the 6 of you. Potentially put something out front of the window. I mean, you'd be having to basically stare out the window, and you know, of course you would need dark vision as well.
Yeah, yeah, and then we'll take shifts to keep an eye on the stuff.
Okay, so Varys, Mimi, and Kelgrath, Coriana, Jiris, and Ash, do you guys want to split yourselves into the 2 rooms like this, in this formation?
I can't see anything, so.
Oh, do you guys not see this map?
I do.
I see it.
Oh,
I
let me
would
see what's going
I
on
would
with
want
your
to
vision,
be.
Kelgrath. I think I accidentally clicked the wrong thing. There we go.
Oh, there. Okay.
And Mimi would want Coriana with her.
Yeah, I'd want to be in Coriana's room. I mean, in Mimi's room.
move into your rooms in groups of 3. I mean, you could all just stay in one room, but there's not really enough room for people to sleep. I mean, I guess you could probably squeeze in there. Okay. Alright, so Varys, you're putting a climber's kit out the window.
Yep.
And Mimi, you're putting your lantern out.
Yeah, if the other group doesn't have anything they're putting out, she'll give the lantern to them. Because if they're in a different room, they're going to have a different window, I'd presume.
Okay. Alright, so you guys have 3 people in each room, so you can split the watch into 3 shifts. So, Ash, Jiris, Kelgrath, who's taking first watch?
I'll go ahead and take first.
Who's taking second watch?
I can.
And who's taking third? I guess Jiris, obviously. Alright, and in the other room, so Coriana, you could potentially take 2 watches if you want. Who's taking the first watch?
Varys will.
Okay, who's taking the second?
I'll take 2 watches.
Okay, you take the second and third. We're going to take a 10-minute break now and see if your trap gets sprung when we get back. I'll see you guys back soon.
Not gonna make dinner!
Hey guys.
Hello.
Hello.
Okay, so you guys are doing a stakeout. You've got a very simple room here. It's 10 feet by 10 feet. There are bunks on one side of the wall, and they're triple bunks. 3 people in each room. There's 3 foot lockers. You can put your valuables underneath the bottom bunk, and that's basically it. Nice warm blankets. So, Coriana, Ferris, and Mimi, you guys have a climber's kit just out front of the window. And Ash, Jiris, and Kelgrath, you guys have Mimi's magic lantern. So, who was doing the first watch? It was Kelgrath?
Yeah.
Alright.
At least for our room.
Okay, so it's completely pitch black. When you look out the window, you're not seeing anything. You have some sort of way to see out into the darkness.
I'll use a light spell on the lantern, just so that it's shining so I can see.
Okay. The lantern is illuminated, and the light of that does appear into the window of your room. The light spell lasts for an hour, so you'll have to probably up it twice.
Okay.
Okay. So, you're on your watch, and make a perception check at disadvantage, Kelgrass. Still kind of mostly dark or dim light out there. It's just the area in your immediate vicinity that's lit up, 20 feet. Alright, no sooner that you start your watch, it's a little bit late in the night. Out of nowhere, the lantern is moving. It is picked up, and it's moving.
As that happens, I start waking everybody up. Hey, the lantern's moving.
Okay, so you wake up Ash and you wake up Jiris. They kind of wake up a little bit tired, and the lantern is already about 50 feet away at this stage. It's being taken out of town. What do you do?
So they didn't touch the climber's kit, huh?
I don't know. Did they?
Well, oh.
What
So,
you're
yeah,
seeing
I mean,
is
what-
the lantern being taken away swiftly. By the time you wake Jiris and Ash up, it's almost on the outskirts of town.
Yeah. Yeah, I'll go ahead and cast a firebolt at where I think there might be someone holding it.
Okay. You might want to open the window first, because otherwise you're going to just
Yes.
destroy the window
Yep.
pane. All right,
Yep.
we'll roll initiative. Those of you that are in the other room at this stage, you're unaware of what's going on. And Ash,
Yep.
you're at disadvantage as well. So you're going on.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. So, I mean, the northern lights, I'll just show you the map of Koenig for a moment, so you can see what's going on. So the northern light is on the outskirts of town, and it's being taken like this way. So it's pretty much already on the outskirts of town, about 50 feet. And there's not really much in the way of cover in terms of houses or anything, so you've got a fairly clear line of sight. But what's your dexterity score, Kelgrath? 10? Helgrath? Hello?
Oh, I forgot to push the Twitch to talk. It's 12.
12, okay. Alright, Ash, you're the first one to react.
Okay, I am going to quickly get up and kind of seeing in the direction that Kilgrath is pointing. Kind of try and open up the window. Well, how big is the window? Would it be like big enough to try and climb through?
It's yeah. It's just a regular sized bedroom window that we would imagine. So yeah,
let's
it's
go ahead
an
and try.
interactive object. Just you slide it up, and this cold wind just breathes in on you. And if you weren't awake a moment ago, you are now. And you just see this kind of light shifting around, going from side to side in the distance. I mean, it's dark all around you, apart from this lantern, which is illuminating outwards of 20 feet. Bright light and 20 feet dim light. And it's just moving quite quickly.
Okay, I'll try and hop through the window and chase after it.
Your feet go onto the cold snow, and the snow will hinder you. You do see, you have dark vision, right? You do see some fresh footprints in the snow leading straight towards the lamp. It is difficult terrain, however, unless you put your snowshoes on.
I believe that takes like a minute or so, or 5 or 10 to do, so I will not waste the time to do that.
It would be an action if you want to put your snowshoes on. Which they're back inside now anyway, so you'd have to hop back in. It cost you 10 feet to get out the window so far.
Okay, if I'm already out, let's try and just chase him down. I'll go ahead and continue moving and then dash towards him.
You
Try
dash
and trudge through the snow.
and yeah, you just trudge through the snow. It's difficult terrain, and with 40 or 50 feet more movement, you get another 25 feet.
Yeah, and that'll be it for me.
The light is about 25 feet ahead of you. Jairus, what do you do?
I will set Carl down on the bed and say, "Wait here." And then I will wild shape into a sled dog and jump out the window and chase the light barking.
Okay, use your action to wild shape into a sled dog. And then you leap out the window. It's completely pitch black except for this lantern light that you're following, and not hindered by the snow as a sled dog. And you'll get 40 feet. You're about 10 feet away from the light. With your movement. Okay, that's action, movement.
That should be everything.
Okay. Alright, Kilgrath.
How far away is the light?
50 feet away.
50 feet away? Okay. I'm going to go ahead and cast sleep around the area of the lantern. So just double checked. It looks like it is a... Oops. It's a 90-foot radius, so...
Range.
If it's under... Yeah.
The radius, I think, is like a 20-foot cube or something. The range, the area.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah, 20-foot cube.
20-foot cube. Alright, you throw it out in front of the lantern, and nothing happens.
Okay. That's my... Yeah, and then I'll spend my movement to move out onto the snow as well. So 10 feet to get out of the... 10 foot to get out of the window, and then 10 more feet.
Okay. Alright, you jump out of the window.
That's my turn.
Alright, At the start of this round, the lantern light vanishes, and that's all that you guys see. All right, the others are still sound asleep. Ash, you're up.
Okay. For now, let's try and get a little bit more information. I'm gonna keep on moving over towards where I last saw it, kind of following the tracks, and I'll dash.
Okay, you dash and you get another 30 feet. You can still see some tracks in the snow.
Okay, and I'm 50 feet from. I'm not at where.
50 feet from the window.
Okay.
You're about where the lantern light was before it went away. Alright, Jairus. You're in the pitch black now. Can't see anything.
I guess I'll revert to human form and cast Produce Flame.
Was it bonus action? Revert?
That's a good
It
question.
is, yeah.
Okay. Use your bonus action to revert, and yeah, you're still in the pitch black. You use your action to produce flame, and now you have a light that spreads out 20 feet.
And I follow the footprints if I can see them.
Yep, you can see the footprints. So as a sled dog, you got 40 feet, and with your difficult terrain, you're now 55 feet away from the window. You're just overtaking Ash slightly, and the tracks continue up. You can see the tracks, and they must be about 20 feet ahead of you at this stage. Following the tracks, trudging in the snow. Any bonus action?
No, I was to get out of wild shape. So I did
Okay.
bonus action move. Yeah, that's everything.
Kelgra.
All right, I'm going to go ahead and try to aim and fire at a firebolt at where I think the person holding the lantern is, like based on the tracks and sort of the position of the lantern.
Alright, when you look out in that direction, you can't see. You don't have that any sort of special vision. Jairus' light's not illuminating it, so it would just be like a wild shot in the dark, basically. You can like shoot either ahead of Ash or Jairus, or to the left of Jairus, or ahead of Ash.
So we can't see the lantern at all.
Well,
It's missing.
Yeah, the lantern is... The light has been concealed now. So you most likely think that it's been covered. Or dispelled.
Okay. All right, I'll move first. I'll move 15 feet.
Okay, you trudge through the snow, and the others are a bit ahead of you.
And yeah, I'll just throw a firebolt anyway. I don't. Well, no. Yeah, I'll dash 15 more feet.
Okay. You dash up another 15 feet, and you're about 40 feet. You're just behind Ash and Jairus, about 10 feet.
Okay, that's it. I'm going to go ahead. Oh no, I already dashed. Okay, that's my turn.
Alright, Ash. You can still see footprints, but after about 25 feet, you lose track of footprints as well. No footprints can be seen.
Okay.
And keep in mind, yeah, your perception is not very good at the moment. It's passive perception is 7. You're really struggling to see. It's dark. And
Yeah.
lose sight
So
of the tracks. You're getting a little bit out of town now too.
yeah, I don't want to get too far away. I am going to let's move another 15 feet closer
Okay.
to the end of the tracks.
You move
And
15
I'll call
feet up, and then yeah, you can see the tracks for another 10 feet ahead of you, and then they just seem to vanish.
Yeah, and so I'll call out to the people behind me. Seem to have lost the tracks, or they stopped. And for now, can I try and look around to see if I can like hear them and they stopped moving, or if they're just kind of like gone somehow?
You can take the search action. That's a perception check. You're at disadvantage.
Okay.
Alright, you stop for a second and perceive your environment, and you just hear blowing snow. That's about it. Jairus, you on the other hand, you can vaguely see the tracks. It looks like they've started to stealth, and they're still about 30 feet ahead of you at this stage.
Alright, I'd like to cast Fairy Fire where I see the tracks going in the area where they're at.
Okay. You throw down a fairy fire over the top of these tracks, and you illuminate a Duragar about 30 feet ahead of you. What color would you like to highlight him?
Purple.
Okay. He's now glowing purple, letting off 10 feet of dim light. It's a male Duragar. He is about 4 foot tall. He has a beard, and he wears scale mail. He has a grey sack slung over his shoulder, and he's just booking it. He's got some javelins in a sling, and a war pick dangling by his side. He's just heading off into the darkness and snow to the north.
I yell out in Dwarvish, "Halt!" And I'll move towards him 15 feet.
Okay. Move up another 15 feet. You kind of overtake Ash, and he's about 15 feet ahead of you. Kelgrath.
Okay, so I can see that guy now, right?
Yep, he's illuminated.
Okay, just going to go ahead and cast a firebolt at him.
Okay, you have advantage. And the firebolt seems to clip Duragar.
It's like, and I'm just going to yell out at him to stop and surrender. And then I'll move 15 feet. That's my turn.
He's going to increase in size magically. He stops running, and he enlarges to the size of an ogre, as does his armor, as does his shield, as does his war pick that he draws. And he rushes back for Jairus, engaging you in melee. Ash.
Okay, let's go ahead and move up towards Jairus and the now not so small dwarf.
And he's visible now as well. You're not just seeing kind of like a fiery outline, you're seeing a tangible Duragar covered in fairy fire.
Am
So
I?
he turns back around to face you. You're 25 feet away from him, Ash. Actually, sorry, no. You can reach him. He's about 10 feet away from you because he ran back, turned around, grew large, and rushed back in to fight.
Gotcha. Then yeah, let's go ahead and move up to him.
Right, you run across the snow. It cost you about 20 or so feet of movement. You got your weapon raised and you rush into him in melee.
Let's. Should I move myself?
Oh, yeah, if you want. It's more of a theater of the mind. Not really on a grid.
Right. So let's start with bonus action rage.
Alright, you burst into a rage, and there's nothing but cold and darkness all around you.
And then let's go ahead and swing at him with my warhammer.
You come in swinging a warhammer, and he is eager to engage you in melee. He's got his giant war pick towering over you, held behind his back. And when you meet him, you collect him, hitting him with a 19. And you crash the warhammer straight through his scale mail, like hitting him in the ribs. His armor does little to absorb the blow. And he coughs and splutters, and red blood sprays down on the snow as he grabs his torso. Curses in Dwarvish. Jerris.
I'll draw my scimitar, and I'm trying to non-lethal, trying to knock him out as opposed to kill him here.
Hit. He pushes his shield forward to block you, but you duck to the side and scrape him with the scimitar. You hit him across the neck so he loses blood. But he's not knocked out yet. He staggers from side to side. Kelgrath.
Now I'm going to try to sleep spell again. Just outside of range so that it just hits the guy while missing everybody else.
Okay. Cast sleep once more. And the Duragar kind of twitches his nose and winks his eyes a little bit. And he falls unconscious, but that's only for a minute. He falls face first onto the snow.
I'll grab the sack he was carrying.
It's Kelgrath's turn.
Oh, my bad.
Oh yeah, no, I'll just stay here and just wait. That's my turn.
Alright, he's currently unconscious. Ash.
Okay, I'm gonna go over and try and grapple him.
Okay, you grab him. He is grappled. Grab onto his arm.
Okay, for now, I believe that's all I'm gonna do.
Jerris.
I changed my mind. I'll disarm him if possible.
Okay, his war pick is massive, and you're able to kind of slide it to the side. I mean, if you wanted to take it out of reach, you'll have to use your action. It's very big. I mean, he's also got a bunch of javelins as well. Might take a couple of rounds to fully disarm him and move them out of reach.
Yeah, I'll move his war pick out of reach.
Okay. You move his war pick to the side, and then you can start working on grabbing his massive quiver of javelin. Kelgrath.
Yeah, I'll start doing that. I'll use my movement to head over there and then use an action to start divesting him of javelins.
Alright, you take off this massive grease-covered sling of javelins. He's got 4 iron javelins in there, and you move it so it's about 10 feet away from him.
It's turn.
Alright, he's still unconscious. He's going to wake up in 8 rounds. Ash.
Okay, for now, let's still holding on to him. Start to kind of drag him back towards the town. My slow trudging.
Okay, I'll break initiative for now. Alright, you start dragging him back, and Jiris and Kelgrath, what would you like to do with his armaments? Do you want to leave him out here in the snow or drag them along with you?
I get the sack.
Yeah, I think the sack is more important. I'll probably leave the armaments here.
Okay, you leave his javelins out there in the snow. Jiris, you get the sack, and the only item in it is this javelin. Is this lantern, Mimi's lantern. You take a look, and it starts to bleed light out into the darkness.
And I'll just start yelling, "Alarm! Alarm!"
Now you call out, but no one's going to hear you from this distance. When you get a bit closer, they might. It's slow trudging to drag him back into town. I guess that's what you guys are doing.
Yeah, just like just getting ready, just in case he tries anything. But aside from that, yeah, just drag him.
The fairy fire wears off, and as you guys get him to the window, he wakes up, and we'll roll initiative again because he just starts fighting you guys straight away, and he will have just shrunken down back to his regular size. He wakes up, and yeah, he's not going to go out quietly. He's going to keep on fighting. Kelgrath, you're up.
I'm going to use my action to sort of threaten him and say, "The jig is up. Just surrender, or you'll die right here."
Okay. You consume your action doing that, and your words don't seem to have any meaning to him.
Even in Dwarvish, I have Dwarvish. Sorry.
You speak in Dwarvish. You can make an intimidation check using your action. And he just spits blood and says, "I'm gonna fucking gut you! I'm gonna break your neck! You won't have me!" And he's going to try and headbutt Ash. Disadvantage. And he misses. And you have to kind of pin him down. Jiris.
I will strike him again with my scimitar, non-lethal, trying to knock him out.
Now he's prone, so you have advantage. That hits. And poof, you just smack him over the face with a pommel. And now he's going to be unconscious for at least an hour. At that same time, all that yelling is actually woken up Ali, Corey, Varys, Coriana, and Mimi. Lanterns start to get turned on in the northern lights. And what's this about then? Ali and Corey start running down the hall, and the others have woken up.
Yeah, I'll go out to greet them.
We've caught your thief, and we've caught him red-handed.
So, yeah, you kind of at that same, basically the bedroom window out in the snow. And Ali and Corey, they put on their cold weather clothing and kind of jump out and... You got him then? Where's our lantern? She starts screaming. Not sure if she's yelling at you guys or yelling at the Durgar. Ali says, "He's not dangerous, is he?"
Not anymore.
Best bind him up.
If
Go get
they're
Taurus.
if they're talking about they got him, Mimi's gonna go get the climbing kit from outside their window to make sure that that doesn't just disappear while they're dealing with this guy.
Okay. You grab the climbing kit. And someone said they wanted to bind him.
Yeah.
What are you using to bind him?
believe I have hemp and rope.
Okay.
Yeah.
You can make an intelligence sleight of hand check to bind him, Varys. And you're at disadvantage because you have a level of exhaustion. Alright, 9. That is the DC for him to escape. You tie him up. Has hands and legs, or just hands?
Oh, definitely hands and legs.
Okay. He's fully restrained.
I also give Mimi her lantern back, and then put the sack that it was in over his head.
Okay. A couple of other lanterns have lit up in some nearby houses, and some people are peering out their doors. Ali and Corey just say, Ali says, "What are you going to do with him then?" And Corey says, "Where's my lantern?" Screams again. "Come on, Corey. They've only just captured him. They'll find out where the lantern is. I don't imagine that they've taken the lantern with them when they've come back to steal more. I think we should go inside, Corey, and let these adventurers deal with it. That's their occupation." Alright then. Corey and Ali head back inside. You guys are out here in the snow.
I'll start yelling Torvis's name. Is it Torvis, the speaker?
Shut up! Trying to sleep! Keep it down! You just get angry responses from villagers. You start yelling out Travis's name into the cold.
I thought he's outside the inn protecting it.
Apparently he is. He didn't even know which of the building was he in the other night though, so...
Oh, we can look for him outside.
I will come
There's
over
no
to this
need.
house, which was where he was. Oh, okay.
Okay. Now, you go over there, Coriana, and take a look under the snow. And he's not there, and... comes out of the inn. Out of all places. He comes out of Northern Lights. "What's going on out here?" he says.
We've caught your thief.
Huh?
Or at least one of them.
Hold on a second. Huh. And Corey says, "Travis, why were you sleeping on our lounge?" "Huh? I was on guard." "Now." He staggers around and he looks down his nose at the unconscious Duragar. It's a dwarf. I thought so. Got a beard. Should we kill him?
No, he's just unconscious.
Let me deal with this. And he grabs the Duragar by the scruff and he lifts him up in the air. He's pretty strong.
No.
"Where's my fucking longsword?" Starts shaking the Duragar. "Where's my longsword?" And he just starts smacking the Duragar in the face.
With longsword in a sheath.
Ah! And then he kind of stumbles backwards and he gets unbalanced. The Duragar's a bit too heavy for him, and then he falls back, drops the Duragar. They both land in the snow, and Travis's longsword falls out of his sheath once more. And he looks down at the longsword. And he nods. "Yeah, that was a smart move of you," he says to the unconscious Duragar. "Alright. Trust in the captain," he says. "I need to take a piss. We're going out to the lake." Ugh. And he just kind of stumbles off drunkenly over to the lake.
Guys, I don't think he's gonna be much help.
Man, what was your first clue?
All right, so the Dwargar is going to go insane when he wakes up, and I have a feeling he's not going to give us any information, but we can definitely try. But other than that, I think if there's no jail here, Trovis didn't really help. I mean, we're going to have two options of either letting him go or killing him.
What was he saying? Trust in the captain. Is there somebody else here that's an authority figure?
From your character's knowledge, there's not. He's the
He's the captain and the town speaker.
yeah. He's the captain of the guard and the town speaker.
Let's see why they haven't caught any of the thieves.
Yeah, I don't know.
We really can't go to sleep until this guy wakes up.
Yeah.
Yeah, we promised to catch him. I assumed they would do something with him when we caught him.
Yeah, he might be a little too drunk in this late hour. I take it it's pretty late.
Oh, it's like midnight-ish. Like midnight. It was like, yeah, on the first watch. But yeah, everyone's sound asleep at this stage.
I had wanted to question him, but if he's not going to be cooperative, it's better off just dead.
Oh,
I mean, we
Okay,
still
turn
need,
your back.
we still need to. Okay.
oh, we're going to try to question him when he wakes up, right? I'm assuming, obviously.
I mean, we still need to know where the rest of the stuff is, right?
Theoretically, yeah. We suspect it's at the outpost. We don't know for sure. I was thinking it would also be nice to get information about how many Dwargar might be there as well.
Yeah, just general what they're doing, why they're doing it, that kind of stuff.
Yep. But given his reaction so far, not that Mimi's overheard those, just out of character, I doubt he's going to be cooperative. But we can see.
So I guess we'll wait around until he wakes up.
Okay, I mean, it's going to be at least an hour. It's
Yeah, we
absolutely
should-
freezing out here.
Did we
We
want
should
to...
maybe go inside.
Oh, I thought we were inside by now. Yeah, definitely, obviously go inside.
Oh, Corey says, no, you're not bringing him in here. When you open the door and she sees the Duragar.
Would you prefer that we freeze to death out here and not find your stuff?
Okay.
Jairus could stay out here with him.
What do you normally do with criminals in this town?
Criminals? Throw them in the lake. Feed them to the Yeti. Well, we could wait till morning and hang him in the town square. I mean, it probably wouldn't hurt to sacrifice him as well. Where's me lantern? Did he have it on him? If he doesn't, he's no use. Kill him!
Alright, Juris is starting to think maybe there was some truth to the inbred thing.
They're pretty rough out here. Not exactly metropolitan Waterdeep in these parts.
Look, we caught him. That's what we agreed to do. Now, if you're not going to let us bring him in there, where would you suggest we take him? We need to get inside.
If we're just...
Jairus,
wanting
make
to
a
quest-
persuasion check. Ali does say, he's got a point, sister. They're like bickering a little bit. I don't want him in there. Ali says, "What? Why do you need to bring him in here? Where's Trovis?"
He went wandering off that way, and I point the direction he went.
Useless enforcer went that way.
I've got the spare key to the town hall. You take him there instead.
That's what I wanted to hear. Thank you.
What building is that?
It's also Trovis's house. He doesn't usually use it. Most of the time he just sleeps on our lounge. And there's just like a chair that she points to in the foyer area. Alright, so she gives you a spare key. They just seem terrified of the Duergar, and they don't know what to expect. They're really concerned that he's some dangerous criminal. So you head over to Trovis's house, and you got the spare key. It's a large-ish building. It's about 60 feet long, 20 feet wide. Okay, Koenig gets a pretty big building, and you open the front door, and just about 30 bottles spill out onto the ground. Empty bottles. And you have to kind of trudge through all this mess, and it really does not look like Trovis takes very good care of his house. But anyway, you get in out of the warmth, and you've got this like in this dingy looking warehouse basically. You're not even sure where he sleeps, and well, you know where he sleeps out in the snow. But you've got Ruvik here now, and you wait around for an hour.
Before we wait around for the full hour, Mimi will suggest those of you with healing abilities, perhaps it would be quicker and allow us to get back to sleep, to just give him a little bit of a heal, and then he could wake up, we could ask him questions, and if he doesn't answer, we kill him, and then we go back to bed.
Yeah, if you do wait now, your long rest has been interrupted. You won't get a long rest today.
Yeah, we should so if we wake him up now, and we should still be able to get a long rest,
yeah,
right?
If you do more than an hour of activity in between your long rest, then you don't get a long rest. So waiting around here for an hour, waiting to, after a bit of combat and running about and talking, it interrupts your long rest and you don't get one. Already it's been about 20 minutes, so if you want to get some sleep tonight, then you may want to expeditiously deal with him, or
Let's
deal with him in the
wake him
morning.
up and find out if he'll tell us anything.
Alright, so you want me to heal him?
Just a tiny bit.
Just a tiny bit.
Roll low.
Yeah, he's just, you hit him like straight over the jaw. He's got like blood coming out of his mouth. He's heavily concussed. He's not going to wake up naturally until about an hour, and healing him would be the only other way to get him up quicker.
Got all a healing word on him then.
You are now chaotic evil.
You heal him, and he comes to. And the first thing he does is just try and snap these ropes on him. And he bursts them straight away, and he will have to roll initiative again. He just tries to fight, and he doesn't seem to care that he's outnumbered or has any risk to his well-being or death. He
Lamper goes first.
bursts. He bursts out of the ropes, and he just starts saying, "Come at me! I'll crush you! I'll crush you all!" Ash.
I have the disadvantage still, I think.
Oh, 11. Oh yeah, a lot of people have disadvantage.
Mimi does as well.
Mimi, you're on 1. Rihanna, you're on 2. Okay, let's try this again. Dearest, you're up first. So he just snapped these ropes completely.
Juris is gonna say in Dwarvish, "Now settle down. You cooperate with us and we'll let you go. If you fight us, we're just gonna hurt you again."
Cooperate with ye? Ye boy, how dare ye speak in me tongue? I'll fucking gut ya! I'll rip your throat out and shove it down your throat! Every last one of you! Ye and this little shitty town! You're all dead! All of you! And I'm gonna start off by Bucking your eyeballs out, boy!
And he just keeps on going on foul threats. Very violent.
I feel like he wasn't hugged enough as a child. He's very angry.
That is a common problem with Dwargar, yes.
Durgar. Good luck trying to negotiate with them. Kelgrath.
Alright, I guess we're just gonna kill him.
Unless you've got some sort of magic. Good luck trying to get information out of it, Durgar, willingly.
Okay. I'm just going to go ahead and ready a firebolt for when he stands up. That's it.
Ash, what do you do?
I'm sorry, what did you hold it for, Kelgrath?
When if he stands up.
Gotcha. Yeah, I agree. I don't think we're gonna get much out of him. He's immediately rambunctious again. So let's try and quickly end this with a Warhammer smash.
He's rambunctious. I'm gonna rip your horns out and shove them where the sun don't shine. And it don't shine much around here, these parts.
I thought I... Oh, there it goes.
Hit. And
Is that the best you can get?
you knock out some of his teeth and he just spits teeth and blood all over the ground.
Come on!
He's gonna get up and Kelgrath, you can unleash that firebolt.
You're all dead!
The firebolt smashes into his armor. And he's gonna just try and grab you, Ash, and just tries to like grab you by the neck and strangle you basically with an unarmed strike. Add on an extra 2 to that. And he starts strangling you for 3 bludgeoning damage. Ah! Varys.
Well. Lost my character sheet. 1 second.
Keeps on just screaming.
You're all dead! Everything! Every last one of you dead!
Yeah, I feel like Warhammer is a little gruesome, so I'm gonna just command him to grovel.
What language are you speaking?
Oh, god damn it, you're right. Well, I already did it, so I'm saying in English or common.
Yeah, he doesn't have any clue what you've told him to do. He doesn't speak common. Coriana.
Okay, I'll come over.
Miss. He
Yeah.
interposes his armor and the dagger is stopped short.
Okay, I'll spend a key point. Unleash 2 kicks.
Hit.
That's how you do an unarmed strike.
You just do a roundhouse kick and snap his neck. He hits the ground dead. There's no getting through to him.
Alright, let's go get some rest. We'll leave this body in here for Corvus.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, it's probably not.
We don't care him to clean.
We could put a note on his chest that says this was one of the people stealing from you.
Okay.
Yeah, I suggest that Mimi'll write it out. She's got plenty of parchment. Stick it on his chest.
Trovis wanders back and he comes like running.
What's going on in here? What's that?
We were just delivering the thief.
What do you think you're doing? What do you think you're doing? Leaving
Your
that
holding
body in
facilities
here
are
like that?
inadequate.
How dare you?
Where'd
How
we put it
dare
then?
you leave that body there? At least have the decency to drag it out into the tundra. A sacrifice for Oral. I'll do it.
Okay.
Fucking messy in here.
He stumbles over the bodies and he slings the Durgar over his shoulder.
Ugh. All in day's work. Don't worry, I did it. I got him. I got him.
Wait, did we search the Dwargar first?
Oh, we did not.
I mean,
he
we did it.
The only thing in his sack was the lantern.
Gotcha.
We did it. We did it the last time. Like he was unconscious. He's been unconscious a
The
couple
only
of
thing in
times.
his sack was the lantern. And he wears armor, and armor does not contain pockets, so he's Travis is just like taking him off.
So they're like skirts that way.
They're fake pockets. Alright, you guys are quite tired. Things calm down a little bit, and you decide it's best to get your beauty sleep. And Corey's already gone to sleep. Ali she doesn't really question you guys. It looked like she'd already gone back to sleep, and she just ushers you guys in, and she's holding up a lamp, and then she goes back to sleep as well, and then you guys can go in your rooms, and all of you can go to sleep as well, and now you can take a long rest and wake up the next morning.
I had accidentally rolled my portent die earlier. Is it okay if I use those rolls, or do you want me
just
to
use
re-roll?
them. Just use them now. It's fine.
So we're finishing a long rest? Is that what's happening?
Yep. You guys will take a long rest. And, alright, you're here. It's the next morning. Wake up. All the food that was put outside of buildings is gone. You see a little bit of light of some fishes taking this empty rack of just what is knucklehead trout spines dangling along a wooden plank. Something's eaten all the meat off of the trout overnight. And there's not too much happening around Kerkenig. It's a small town, and most people are inside their houses, so Corey cooks in the kitchen, and Ali starts cleaning the rooms.
Is Carl still with me? My Chwinga?
Yeah, yep. He's still hanging around with you. As you're preparing your spells in the morning, Mimi, you make a startling discovery when you're taking a look at all your books. Particularly the poetry book that you'd found in the East Haven library. Suddenly, you realize that none of the poetry remains. Instead, the words are now spells. This is not Dazan's poetry book. This is Dazan's spell book, and it contains a large number of spells, some of which you're unable to comprehend. But
Nice.
you can make an Arcana check, Mimi. It might take you a little bit of study in the morning. You have advantage. They're wizard spells.
I am so pleased. I was hoping it was going to be a spell book, but then you said it was a poetry book, and I was disappointed.
Yeah.
But I took it anyway.
Something has disguised it. You're unsure at first glance, but when you study the book in the morning, I mean, some of the spells are going to be beyond your comprehension, but I mean, you do have given enough time, you can figure out what they are, and this is the list of spells that he has in his spell book. Animate objects, Arcane Eye, Arcane Lock, Blur, Confusion, Conjure Elemental, Detect Magic, Disguise Self, Fireball, Illusionary Terrain, Illusory Self, Invisibility, Knock, Levitate, Magic Missile, Major Image, Mirror Image, Mislead, Phantasmal Force, Phantasmal Killer, Seeming, Sending, Silent Image, and Slow. Of course, to copy those spells, you need to be able to cast them, so you're limited to the second level spells at the moment. First
Not
level.
even second level.
First level. Yeah, a
Yeah.
lot of them you don't understand, but you will over time. So there we go. You make that discovery. Just one day it's a poetry book, and the next day it's now a spell book. So you guys prepare your spells, you make all your preparations, and what is the plan for today?
Today we want to go to the outpost, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think so.
Am I the only one that's exhausted still?
Take a look at the map.
Yep.
I think so.
Wonderful.
So
Yeah, we're gonna meet up with Jarthra and at first light and head out to that outpost.
at first light. That's pretty late in the day.
Well, wasn't it like 10 a.m. or something?
Yeah. For adventurers, that's a late start, but you can wait till then.
Yeah, I think the idea is
Well,
to
it's
try
what,
and travel when it's warmest, and that tends to be when it's warmest.
Right.
The temperature doesn't really change when it's dawn. It doesn't.
Oh,
get
I thought-
any
Misunderstood
warmer.
what you had said earlier then.
Yeah, I thought that if we traveled while it was light out, it was better for our die checks for the cold or something.
No.
I thought we didn't have to take checks if we traveled during the twilight.
No. Yeah, I mean,
Yeah,
the
alright.
benefit would be is you can see in the dim light. That's about it. But I mean, the weather could instantly change. You could be traveling during the day, and all of a sudden you've got a blizzard and you're minus 50 degrees. The temperatures don't really correlate with the amount of dim light that's appearing over the horizon. This is Warrels. Never-ending winter. She's the god of winter's wrath, and if she's angry, she'll make it cold. A little bit of dim light is not enough to fight through that, otherwise things wouldn't be as bad here. But it could be any time, and all of a sudden a blizzard could erupt, and you're going to be in big trouble. It's going to be very, very cold.
How far out is that outpost with sled dogs?
Well, sled dogs, they go 1 mile an hour, and they need an hour rest for every hour they go. Must take a short rest after pulling a sled for 1 hour, otherwise they gain a level of exhaustion. But if you have more sled dogs, it makes it easier. Depends on how many dogs you've got.
Right. So, what did Jarthra think for as far as timing? We should at least plan most of the trip during the, utilize the twilight for the trip.
He didn't say how long it would take, and he didn't mention anything about needing twilight or anything like that either. But
Well, if my memory serves me correctly, I think it was 4 hours from the base camp, right?
it was 2 hours.
2 hours. Okay. Yeah. So then we'll still want to leave at first twilight then, since hopefully we'll be traveling mostly with some light.
It's up
So
to you
we'll
guys.
just so we'll just meet up with Jarthra at first light like we planned.
You'll be hanging around for a couple of hours before you head out. Keep in mind that for every hour that you wait as well, it's an hour later it's going to be when you return. So you may want to consider that as well. Alright, is everyone happy to wait till the first twilight appears?
I think we should probably leave as early as we can.
Yeah, the only reason I've been pro traveling during twilight is because I thought it helped with the cold. But if it doesn't, then I don't care when we leave earlier.
Yeah, we should
For better.
probably have an early start because shit might happen where we end up getting delayed, and if we wait until 10, then we might end up outside of civilization, such as it is, by nightfall.
Oh yeah, you never know
We end up
what's gonna
having
happen.
to do a.
You could get caught in a blizzard for 8 hours. But you might not get caught in a blizzard. You might have more than enough time leaving at 10 o'clock. It's a gamble. Whatever you guys feel more comfortable with. I mean, the main benefit of traveling in Twilight is that people without dark vision can see.
Yep, that was my point. I mean, Varys doesn't care either way because he can see 300 feet in the dark. So I'll default to whatever you guys want to do.
I mean, my thing would maybe be we hit 10 o'clock as we get to where we're going. Maybe that's a decent-ish compromise. So, like, if it's a couple of hours to get there, then we leave before then. So we leave at 8 or something.
That'd be fine. I just wouldn't want to get caught out to where we're being forced to do forced march saving throws on top of the cold weather saving throws, because exhaustion can go badly very quickly once you get to level 3 or more.
Alright, everyone take a vote to leave at 8 AM or 10 AM. Everyone type it in the chat. Okay. The majority want to leave early.
Let's do it.
Okay. You guys head over to Jartha, and he's already set up.
Been waiting for an hour. First light. I guess it doesn't mean what it used to be. But I'm ready.
And he's got 4 sleds with a dozen dogs.
Alright, let's head on out.
Alright. So you're heading to that outpost then? It'll, if weather is forgiven and things go well, she's going to take us about 3 hours, give or take. And then 3 hours back, that's a better part of a day. How long are you expecting to take care of business for that long there? Can he stay out in this cold for too long? Or is that unknown to you all? How long you'll be dealing with things? There's precious little shelter there, but I could drop you off and pick you back up at a set time as well. Of course, if you're going traveling up the mountain, then you cannot go wrong with a good guide.
I don't think we'll be traveling up the mountain, hopefully not anyway. But I'm also not sure how long our business will take.
Alright then, well, it's sounding like it's at least a day's journey, so we can discuss the matter on the way. That will be 10 gold pieces.
I'll give him 10 gold.
Thank you kindly. Jump on, he says.
Varys eagerly awaits to see which one Juris takes. Hey, I'm here, right? No, Calgrath.
No, this sled is for Team Skins, Varys.
Yep, that's fine. Alright, I'm gonna go ahead and reimburse Mimi 2 gold. So, Mimi, I'm passing you 2 gold for me.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, Juris will do that as well.
Same.
Okay. Alright, you guys head off on the sled dogs out into the snowy tundra. You guys are doing about roughly 1.6, 1.7 miles an hour. Whoosh, you head out into the tundra, and the cold is not forgiving today. The cold is quite intense, and you've only been out on these snow-locked hills for an hour, and already you're starting to feel the effects of the extreme cold. Your cold weather clothing is providing advantage. Everyone make a constitution save with advantage. Jarthor just kind of yells at you guys through his mask and goggles.
Oh, she's a cold bitch today, ain't she, Oral, that bastard?
And Coriano, it's starting to get to you a little bit. You suffer a level of exhaustion. You continue sliding along, and you've made another 1.7 miles of progress. And looks like Oral is particularly cruel and cold today, and unforgiving. The cold is treacherous. For the second hour, everyone will need another constitution save with advantage.
Trish.
I suck at saving throws.
Alright, Coriana, it's getting a little bit much for you. You have 2 levels now, so you have half movement speed. Disadvantage on ability checks. You travel for another hour, or not quite.
Alright, we're in the vicinity. Map says it's here, but that's all mountain terrain, kind of points. Looks like this outpost must be hidden behind a few rocky bluffs.
And, you've got the looming mountain of Kelvin's Cairn, 15, 20,000 feet high. And then you've got lots of sheer cliff faces, and there's rocky bluffs. You can point to a place on a map, but pointing to it on a map and actually finding this outpost could very easily be concealed in the mountain are 2 different things. At this stage, it's becoming a little bit difficult to find the exact destination, and you guys will have to spend time searching the foothills. So, because you've got a map and you know the rough location, you can do maybe like a grid search or something. So you guys can all have advantage on this ability check, but we need a group survival check to try and locate this outpost. And Jarthor, he contributes as well. Varys gets 11, Juris gets 8, Korath gets 7.
I thought it was advantage, or...
Oh yes, that's right, advantage. Yes, that's right, because you got the map. So the disadvantage is cancelled out. But some of you, sorry, you didn't have a... Yeah, you had advantage, Korath. So Varys actually got 24. Oriana gets 14. Mimi gets a 16. Ash gets a 20. 21, sorry. And Jarthor gets a 17. You spend the remainder of this hour searching, and it's not easy searching these foothills. You do have some twilight starting to cast this giant shadow on Kelvin's Cairn. It's about midday at this stage, and you're close to having to suffer the effects of the extreme cold again. But you've spotted it. There's a blocky stronghold, wrapped of warmth, a charm, jutting out of a hillside in a rough crescent shape. Only part of the construction is visible. The rest is buried in stone. It's quite well concealed. guys are lucky that you spotted it when you did. You could have easily just gone straight by it and not noticed it if you weren't careful. The twilight helps. Without the twilight, it could be disastrous. So, you guys are about 300 feet away. And, Jarthra says,
What's the plan? You said that's a Duragar stronghold. I didn't want to get any closer than this. I'd be quite happy if you all get out on foot now.
as you take a look at the stronghold, I'll show you what you guys can see. You're further away on this map than the scale that you're on. You're about 300 feet away from the door. So on this map, you're about 170 feet, so you're about double that basically. You're away, kind of near some rocky bluffs in the tundra. So there's the fortress sticking out of the mountain. There's a large double door made of stone, serving as the main entrance. So this is like smooth work stone, and this is just cliff face over here as well. The terrain leading up to the door is this gently upward sloping plain covered in fresh snow. A stream used to flow out of this barred culvert northeast of the main entrance, but the waterway looks like it's frozen. There's also some other barred openings that can be seen along the stronghold's northern wall, and you can't really see into them because they're raised up 10 feet off the floor. Anyone positioned behind these openings would have an unobstructed view of this entire hillside. Closer to you, separated from the rest of the stronghold, there is a snow-covered stone bunker perforated by arrow slits. And again, you're about 300 feet away, so detail is minuscule, and hopefully you guys are not being seen as well from any potential watchers. You can see the difference in elevation. This is 40 feet below ground level, 30, 20, there's 10-foot high cliffs, and then these are 80-foot high cliffs that lead up into the mountain basically over here.
So,
Jarthos like swallows a big gulp.
I mean, I hope you're not expecting me to fight. I'm quite happy to stay here, and if you're obliged to walk from here, we can discuss me fixing you up and whatnot. What's the plan?
Well, this isn't much of an outpost. Looks like a goddamn fortress.
Yeah. Go ahead and hide. We'll be back.
We'll go check it out.
How long
Yeah,
should I wait for you? If we're out in the cold too long, the dogs they didn't like it. Only took us a few hours to get here, so I mean I'll be happy to wait for you for, let's say, 2 hours. Is that all right?
Yeah, sounds good.
All right.
That's fair.
Yeah, you see that little crag there sticking up from the hillside there? I think I could get some cover from the ice and snow there, and perhaps get a little bit of warmth and start a fire unobstructed by the line of sight of this thing, and without giving away any sort of location. So I'll be right behind there. And he points to a location. It's less than a mile away. It would take you guys less than an hour to walk there. And that's where he feels it's safe. So he goes off and even the sled dogs, they do a conga. And they conga line away.
Sound like your kid was joining in.
Ah, he says, and then he makes this wah, wah, wah noise, and then that's what gets the dogs going. All right, so you're still about 300 feet away. So, how do you guys want to do this?
Oh, I'm guessing we should probably check out this building up here first, huh?
Yeah, the smaller one. Yeah.
you've got 4 elevations of approach. The stream, 30 foot lower than this bunker level. 20 foot lower than bunker level, 10 foot lower than bunker level. And then the bunker itself is about 10 feet lower in elevation to the doors.
So I'll say hi to this guy. Hi.
Yeah, maybe we should get up here against this edge and sneak around.
Yeah, just look. Let's look at this little place first. Is it possible to like climb these? Is this like a gentle incline, or is it like flat and then a steep incline?
It's fairly steep, but there looks like there's plenty of handholds and footholds. Like, it shouldn't be too difficult to climb.
Yeah, so you said we're actually about double this length away.
Yeah.
So we'll try to make our way, I think, to this wall here and follow it around. If everyone's cool with that.
Sounds good.
Yep.
You guys can, move to where you wanna, which approach you wanna take, and then you can start moving up. So you hug the cliff face. It's an 80-foot high cliff, and then it just keeps on heading back. The cliff just keeps on continuing up, steep after steep, until it forms Kelvin's Cairn. And you've got good cover from this side, and you creep up, and now you're at the appropriate distance on this map. So you're up,
You guys want to
you're
try to
about
go in
70 feet
stealthily?
from the bunker.
Maybe do a little group sneak.
Yep.
I'll extinguish my light then. I'll be sneaky.
Well, it should be light out now.
Yeah.
I'm gonna try to hide in the snow.
Yeah, based on how we timed it, it's about 11, right? So it's about an hour into having the twilight.
Yeah, pretty much. Or a couple of hours into the twilight. It's not snowing, Kariana. It's
I thought it was.
pretty still. No, hasn't been snowing today yet.
Mimi's gonna whisper to Waldo to go scout.
Okay. Waldo flies off this majestic pseudo dragon.
That only Mimi can see.
It twirls off of these magical sparkles trailing it. That's some like ribbons into the air.
They're all red and white.
Alright, so, you guys are fairly exposed from where you're standing. Is this how you want to approach?
Yeah, I want to try to do a group sneak as we approach this building.
Against the wall.
You don't need to make
Probably.
any sort of ability check to sneak.
Okay.
If something could see you, then there's nothing to conceal you. You'd be just spotted no matter, even if you got 1,000,000 on your stealth check. It doesn't make you go invisible. It just makes you be quiet, and you usually need to be obscured in some manner to hide.
Alright, well, we're going to approach this building.
Alright, as soon as you step out into the open, we're going to roll initiative. You're not close enough to the wall to not be spotted from the interior of the bunker. You literally need to hug it to not be spotted, and you're exposed. There's an invisible Duragar in here with a crossbow, and he attempts to surprise you guys. He's in the bunker. The bunker's perforated with arrow slits, and he is for surprise. Well, let me do initiative first. Varus on 5. But yeah, there's just an unobstructed view straight towards you guys from the angle that you're on. Some of you are against the wall. You might be able to. Well, you're not in direct line of sight of the arrow slit, but Varus, Jirus, you guys are. Coriana, you go on 8. Alright, so. Alright, here's for surprise. Alright, even those of you that are exhausted and are going to be surprised. So you guys hear a clicking sound coming from the bunker and the shuffling of armor, and you know there's someone in there. Ash, you're up first.
Okay. From my view, this is just a solid wall over here, right?
Yes. So the bunker is a roughly like a dome jutting up out of the snow. It's made completely of solid stone. And, sorry, it's 15 feet tall. The edges are very rough. Looks like it was cut from a single piece of stone. And, yeah, this is a wall. These are the arrow slits. So, the line of sight from the arrow slits, like, from this one is roughly like that. You might even be, have total cover almost there from Ash, or maybe they can just see you.
Are we gonna do this combat? It's getting pretty late.
We haven't finished the session yet. Sessions go up to 4 hours.
Okay.
Let's try and find a way inside. I'm gonna scooch past the people. Let's go ahead and run. Well, walk up 30 feet.
Alright, from this angle, Ash, pretty much almost impossible for someone from the bunker to shoot at you. They might just have an angle.
Okay, let's not see in anything new. Go ahead and dash to try and discover anything. 15 feet to here. And then we'll go. Oops, 5 more. Then 1 more to peek around the corner. 25.
Alright, you come around to the back of the bunker and there's no perceivable entrances. One thing for sure is you're completely concealed from the arrow slits.
Okay, without saying anything, I'll kind of wave my arm up in the air at the group. And that is everything.
Jairus.
Jairus just gonna dash.
Alright, when you step out into the open, Varus, immediately a crossbow bolt is shot at you. They have advantage from being invisible. And you're struck with the crossbow bolt for 9 piercing damage. And then you can vaguely see this this Duragar from beyond the arrow slit. He's gonna back up and reload. Kogra.
Okay, I think I'm going to go ahead and dash, try to join the rest of the people. 45, 55, 60, right here.
Okay, you quickly skirt around the back of the bunker, break line of sight of those arrow slits. Coriana.
My movement is 45, so what does that make half of it?
22.5 or 20 if you round down. If you dashed, you'd still have 45.
I'm a 20, 30, 40, 5. I don't want to spend a key to do anything, so I will just stay right here.
Varys.
So we get a normal movement through here.
Yeah, it's. You have your snowshoes on. Snowshoes that allow you to ignore difficult terrain.
Yeah, I'll move there and then I'll take the dodge action.
Okay. Mimi.
Mimi's gonna try and dash where everybody else is. As much as her little legs will carry her. She's pretty embarrassed.
Alright, now that you guys are all clear from the bunker, I'm gonna break initiative. Alright, so none of you can see the arrow slits now, and as you come around to the rear of the bunker, there does not seem to be any entrances here either. It's all rough hewn stone. There's a gap behind the bunker, and the bunker does cast a bit of a shadow down on the front facing side of the building. From what you've seen up ahead, there is a 10-foot high stone wall, and then there are a few sets of bars. Again, someone from behind those bars would have a pretty damn good view of the opening. However, if you're immediately next to the wall, then unless they're literally poking their head out of the bars, they wouldn't see you down there. But we're going to wrap up tonight's session here. We'll pick it up here next week as you guys continue your assault on the outpost.
Alright, thanks Sub, thanks everybody.
Yep. Thanks, guys.
Yep.
Yep, thank you.
We got a
Good night.
Twiga.
Yep. Good night.
Next week.
Night.
Okay, bye bye.